Perhaps the moon knows the secret of the new sound.
He's so bright and pull on the surfaces. He's so bright and he walking on my face. He's so bright and
Open your mind. Let us begin our quest to find the new sound.
I've got new. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got fries.
Look at them shine, everything I need.
Zoo, zoo. I've got new. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo.
Okay, let's have fun.
better bet him.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo, zoo. I've got new.
Look at them shine,
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new.
look at them shine.
He's so bright and bright, pull on the surfaces. He's so bright and he walking on my face. He's so bright and bright, pull on the surface, pull on this. He's so bright and he walking on my face. Better bet him.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo, zoo. I've got new.
Look at them shine,
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new.
You must choose. Limbo bimbo. My name is Mr. Susan. You must choose, and now it is time for you to do the choosing. I am Mr. Keaton.
Zoo, zoo. I've got new.
You must choose.
Zoo, zoo. I've got fries.
Look at them shine. I am Mr. Keaton.
Zoo, zoo. I've got new.
You must choose.
Zoo, zoo. I've got fries.
Look at them shine.
Trapped in cabinets, trapped in cabinets.
Can he get out? Will he get out? 'Cause he will.
You like a single dime, Vince, yeah. Single dime,
Better bet him.
you like a single
He
dime.
walking on my face.
Everything we need here. You like a single dime, Vince, yeah. Single dime,
Better bet him.
you like a single
He
dime.
walking on my face.
I did a rhyme.
Better bet him.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo.
You better
I've got fries.
Look at them shine.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new. I've got new. Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo.
you better
I've got fries.
Look at them shine.
Nicey, nicey, zoo, zoo. I've got new. Zoo, zoo. Nicey, nicey, zoo. I've got new.
Look at them shine.
Yeah, I did a song. Jupiter, I did a song. You ain't got one. Yeah. Oh, I feel sick.
I'm not going to say that was disturbing, but you know.
It was not timing.
I know,
Was
it's
it
fine.
timing? Vaping.
Now here's my question though. Is that something that you created, or who is it that created those?
You just saw the name at the end, Pogo.
Pogo. Okay.
Now, Pogo, his stuff is on YouTube. You can buy his stuff on iTunes as well, but he has created a bunch of Disney mix-ups and whatever. And he, of course, he doesn't copyright people who play his stuff as long as it's not malicious, whatever. But he, I hear a phone beeping.
Oh yeah, sorry. That's just I'm getting a notification. Someone's sending me a message.
Oh, but yeah, he's an Australian dude. He's done it for years, and I just figured I'm not gonna get copyright for using his stuff, and I like use his music, so why not? So, but yes, Pogo on YouTube, Pogo. You can find his stuff there. Any of the songs I've used are on his platform so go for it. But anyway, other than that interruption, my name is Daramouthe, or Dara, as some would call it, and I'm with the bearded man of the mountain, VapinGamers, or Vapin Gamer, as he suddenly liked to point it out on the thumbnail for me.
Yeah, it's plural. It's plural.
But you're only one person, though. How can it be plural?
Well, see, originally when we started, or when I started VapinGamers, there was actually two of us.
Oh,
So that's why I was VapinGamers. And then he decided that he was going to go off and do his own thing, so he broke off, and You know, I've been vaping gamers for so long. I mean, at that point, I was like, I'm just going to keep it, even though technically I don't really vape anymore, but still.
I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't call you vapes. That would have been a different story.
Well, I mean, that would be a first because no one else has called me vapes before. They've called me techs.
Hex, okay.
Because that's what everybody used to call me before. Because I had a vape company for a while, and I had my own line of vape juice and stuff called Texas Tea. So everyone called me Tex.
Really? So
Uh-huh.
what happened to that business? Or oh gosh.
I basically shut it down because of the FDA. You know, FDA and their rules and stuff like that, and it was just they weren't. All the companies that you had to file something called a PMTA, which is pre-market tobacco authorization form.
Right.
Show that your product was, you know, safer than tobacco in order for it to be, you know, because they deemed it to be tobacco even though it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's a whole other freaking show and topic. But needless to say, but even the companies that went ahead and did the PMTA process, they weren't approving them. They weren't even going through, and they were just rejecting everybody all down. They were trying to shut down the whole vape industry at that point. And so, you know, I saw the writing on the wall. COVID kind of happened.
Mm-hmm.
There were some accidents where, you know, dumb people decided to put, you know, batteries in their pockets with their keys, and it exploded. Which I'm sure, you know, anybody's familiar with or been around for a while have seen that. You know, you don't put a live battery in your pocket with keys. It's just, you don't do that.
Interesting. That's the opposite of America's Funniest Home Videos. That's more like 1,000 Ways to Die sort of thing, right?
Or no, it's the Darwin Award. You know, it's like that one rapper kid, which I mean, I feel bad for him and his family. Don't get me wrong,
right?
But he's, you know, rapping with a loaded gun, and he puts it to his head, and he pulls the trigger, and now he's dead.
Oh, that I think I know. Yeah,
it just happened like a couple of days ago.
Jeez. Well, it's that sort of thing where social media allows that. I mean, it allows that sort of stuff to happen, and you're just like, oh, what? You know, people out there, oh, why is this happening? Why is this? Well, you never stop to ask the question why yourself, and you have to wait to do it online, which I find a fascinating but weird thing. I think at the end of it all, for stuff like that, it's all just, yeah, and it's kind of sad, but at the end of the day, it's all for attention.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, social media has been kind of a good thing and a bad thing. You know, good in the sense that you can find people that have similar interests as you, like, you know, with us in streaming and gaming and stuff like that, where, you know, even people in my own family think I'm kind of weird because I game and I stream and stuff. And it's like, hey, you know, that's just who I am. It's what I enjoy doing. So some people like working on their cars. Some people in my family enjoy watching sports, which I think watching sports is a waste of time, or following sports is a waste of time. I mean, we pay someone to carry a pigskin like $25 million, and it's like, why?
I could use that 25 million. Could you use that?
Oh yeah, 100%. Hey, put me in for one game. You can break my leg or whatever. Just, you know, he makes that person makes, you know, enough money in one game that'll, you know, supply me a year's salary for like 10 years probably.
Well, you have to remember though, half of that gets taken by the government and taxes, so you're not getting 25. You're probably getting like, what would it be, like
only 12 million, 12.5 million,
12 or so. Yeah, because you're just getting out. And that's the funny thing, right? It's like I used to do what was it, Lyft, right? And Lyft is sort of the self-employment thing, right? And I've always, when I've done that, I've always done like half, saving half behind, because they say it's like what, one third or whatever, like 33%, whatever. No, just do half, because the government's going to take it anyway, so you might as well. But
well, and it depends on where you live too, though. Like here in Texas, we don't have state income tax, and we have high property tax, but we don't have state income tax.
Oh, so, well, you said California, so like, oh, you must still be in California then. I didn't know you were in Texas.
No, I left California in 2006. I got out of Dodge a long time ago. Oh, I saw the writing on the wall.
Jeez. But yeah, it's like I haven't gone back to do it. It was just too much wear and tear on my vehicle, like delivering pizza. It's just too much wear and tear. But yeah, same thing with like doing this stuff, right? Like you're gonna have a chunk of your money taken away by the government, and you better be well prepared to do your taxes. I know a lot of people don't understand or don't know, but if you're doing this and you're getting money off it, and I think it's like it has to be over what, $600 in order for them to give you like a 1099,
something like that, yeah.
Then I would definitely start doing your research. Even if you're getting like very little, I wouldn't worry about it too much because it has to be 600 within a year. Otherwise, it's sort of just like.
Yeah, I typically like my rule of thumb when it comes to the IRS. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't know anybody who likes paying their taxes. Any liberal out there that's all like, I enjoy paying my fair share. No, you don't. No, you don't. If you make $50,000 a year, you have to give 15-20% of your income to taxes. Right? That means 15 or 20% of your labor is going to somebody else rather than you. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
I mean, I go out and work for. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Star Killer? What's up, Techstone? I go out and work to support my family. 100%. I don't go out to support, my local government. If I want to help somebody, then I want to help somebody. But don't put a gun to my head and say, "Oh, this is voluntary." It's like, "Oh, is it? Well, then why is it that you're able to come against me and seize all my assets, throw me in jail, and everything else if I don't, tell you how much?" It's a whole other thing with taxes. But needless to say, being here in Texas without the state income tax, it's much easier. But I typically will, even if it's small amounts, I will claim it as income just to make sure that I pay my fair share on it.
Yeah, and that's and again, I'm no expert in the field. I just know that hey, tiny players. I just know that it's same with like the lottery, right? Like if you win the lottery, half of that's just gonna go to the government for taxes, and it's just like, hey, Steve, and it's just like one of those things where you kind of have to be careful. Again, in this streamer field, right? You're many are not gonna make the same as say like if you are a Markiplier or some other people because of different circumstances. Hey guys, but better to report it and cover your behind. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's whatever you want it to be, tiny players. Have you not been here before? Have you not seen my other streams? Come on, tiny players, get with it. No, but but it's because my dad has always told me, like, if you win the lottery, you got to write your name down. You better get a trust. You better do all this stuff because you've seen those stories, right? Where someone comes out of the woodwork and, they're just like, hey, I'm your lost uncle. You're like, I don't remember you from the last family together.
Well, and that's why they're your lost uncle. See how that works? Yes.
20 years ago during Vietnam.
That's right. Well, I mean, that's just the way that it is. I mean, people come out of the woodworks when you got money. All of a sudden, they want a piece and they get upset. I mean, I have some person freaking DMing me in Discord trying to tell me that their child needs like medicine and can I give them like $170 or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the dad? Do your other stuff, dude, but don't try to give me a sad story to try to, steal money from me.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind helping people. Don't get me wrong. I do, but not complete strangers.
And then you have panhandlers, right? Like panhandlers, some of those people make a lot of money off the kindness of others. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know, Star Killer. If I would be that creepy uncle that lurks in the back, I'd probably lurk in the front. I'd still be the creepy uncle, but at least I'd be in the front.
Did you drink your eggnog?
That's right. You smell delicious.
I've come for the sugar plums. You could just make a bunch of shorts out of that. You could just
probably.
Or whatever. I don't know. I'm not like those content creators who are doing the clips myself sort of thing. I'm using other technology to do this, right? I'm using Canva for my thumbnails and I'm using Opus.pro for my shorts because that's out there. Why would I not use it? I don't pay for Canva, but I do pay for Opus and because it's like a time credit thing, right? Like you pay for a bunch of time credits in order to get it done. But that's also the reason why I appeared on the weirdo.
That's true. I've known Star for a long time. Star's a great guy, even though he gives me a hard time all the time. But
well, that's why he's called Star Killer. Look at him. He's just trying to be a star. You're a rising star, right? You're a rising star, and he's to be your star killer.
Yeah. But to answer your question, Tiny, since he says, "Has any one of you lurked on one of my recent streams?" It's probably been a few weeks. But I have been there, Tiny. Sometimes I come in, I hang out for a while because I'm working or doing whatever. It kind of depends on the day too.
Yeah, more, but especially in Helldivers.
Especially yes, lots of screaming and yelling and cursing in Helldivers.
I'm gonna get you, dirty son of a.
Well, dude, the game is insane. Like, I don't know. I don't think you were there, Star, but a couple of friends of mine, Rot, which you, of course, My friend Rotrave and my other friend Ash.
Mm-hmm.
They took myself and Tooth, who's also a streamer here on Rumble too, really great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Took us and did like the most extreme Helldivers run we ever did. Like I literally had PTSD after we were done. I was so like shook from fighting bugs and running for my life the whole time. It was insane. It was fun, but it was insane.
Yeah, I haven't played Helldivers myself, but then again, it's more of a team playing game, and I'm really more of just like I don't really. I used to play games a lot, and I mean I have like 200. I have around 200 games in my Steam, so that tells you enough. But it's once I started doing this sort of thing, because I started out doing like movie review stuff and all that silliness. And I did like gaming, but at the end of it, it was just like, uh-oh.
Well, you want to come say hi?
Hi.
This is my son, Elijah.
Hey, Elijah.
We're doing a vacuum test.
Yeah, he likes doing vacuums and stuff.
Oh, vacuums? Do you like?
Yes.
Have you heard of the Dyson?
Daddy's vacuuming.
Yeah, you want to talk to him? You want to say hi?
Hi.
Okay, well, he can't see you, so you got to come stand over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, you can say hi here.
Hi.
Hey, how are
You
you?
can say hi. So he wants to know, have you ever heard of a Dyson before?
Yeah. My Dyson broke. It stopped working.
Mhm.
What? Why?
Yeah, why did it stop working?
We have our dog.
He goes detox a little bit all over the place.
Oh.
Yeah, he's very. I mean, he doesn't have ADHD, I don't think, but you know. That is true, Star Killer. I am a wimp, and I prefer medium. Well, medium like serious, like 7. I think level 7. It's typically where I kind of rock out in that game, but
yeah, I haven't played that. I mean, I'm not against playing multiplayer games. It's just my time is consumed between full-time job and whenever the time I do for other people, because I look forward to this rather than my full-time job. That's what this means to me. Because again, it's like I was saying in the back room, it's just like there are millions of people on Rumble and billions of people on YouTube, and to be connected to all of them and just have the opportunity to just sit down and just have a conversation about whatever, it's unfathomable on how amazing that can be. It can be daunting, sure, but it's unfathomable on how amazing that can be, because you see out in the world now, there's not a conversation going. It's all just I'm right, you're wrong thing.
yeah, well, don't you know? You just learn. I'm always right. See, it's done. We're done.
Yeah, sure you are. And I'm Caesar. Anyway. I'm not hearing a hail Caesar, am I?
No, you won't. Yeah, see, Global GG knows too as well. I'm known as also as the potato, Tex potato, but
Tex potato.
I'm
not against.
But yeah, Tiny. So I mean, in terms of like my son and stuff, he's got special needs in terms of learning disabilities and sensory issues and all that other kind of stuff. You know, we adopted him a long time ago. And he's had brain surgery. He's got necrosis in his hip. I mean, the kid's a freaking fighter. Let me tell you.
Yeah, and you see that
he's a joy to have around.
Yeah, and you kind of see that with a lot of the kids, especially when they do like the whole St. Jude stuff. You know, you got a lot of those kids that are just fighting for their lives, basically. And it's a funny thing. You see, not to go up against anyone, but it's like you see a lot of these people who are sick, who are fighting for their lives and all stuff, and then you see these people on the internet complain, "I'm so bored. There's nothing to do. Oh, my life, woe is me," sort of stuff. And you're just like, you got a kid over there with cancer fighting for their life, and the best you can come up with is you're bored. Are you kidding me?
Well, I know people are freaking crazy. I mean, like you know, like Star Killer, for example. He just thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread at like Star Citizen or something, you know.
Oh goodness! Now I'm gonna have a fight going into the chat. It's like, oh yeah, you want a piece of that vapor? Come on, old man, come on.
Yeah. So I mean, Tiny also asked too, what are your thoughts on the most recent game, Arena Breakout Infinite, a free-to-play shooter, free version of Escape from Tarkov? The whole thing with Escape from Tarkov, Tiny, I think is hilarious. You know, the fact that they want to charge people $200 or whatever it was to be able to play it. You know, they should have included like the PvE aspect of it. Should have been included with the base game. You don't drop the game for $100 and then charge another $100 for like an add-on, you know, a DLC or something. That's just freaking crazy talk, in my opinion. But you know it's
Well-
true, Star Killer. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and the thing is too is like some of these games cost like $70 or so, and they're asking for more for DLC. It's like, really? I think I'll just stick whatever Steam throws at me, because at least there's a lot cheaper stuff there than you guys are offering. Like, jeez.
Yeah, I've kind of heard. And what is the name of the game, Tiny? I forget the name of it. I know Fox has been playing it. Lumpy's been playing it. I've seen a couple of the other streamers play it too as well. I don't know if Pep's killed done it or not, but
You're getting called out in the chat there.
oh wow, dude. You know how busy I've been over the last 24 hours, GG. I've worked 36 hours in the last day, in the last 2 days. Between Monday and today, I've worked 36 hours.
Holy
No
crap.
joke. So I will get to it when I get to it. Okay.
Them's fighting words. Look at him go. Look at him. He may be old, but he got some spirit left. Look at him go. Oh goodness. But yeah, I heard about that. Your stuff got like shut down basically.
Yeah, that's
Or
kind of
what?
like a long story. Man. Somebody
Really?
in the community, basically decided to report our GitHub because of a certain infighting issue that they were kind of upset that we didn't give them some code that we haven't even released yet to anybody. And so he went ahead and reported our GitHub. And then, of course, next thing you know, GG's entire account got shut down, which included our also GitHub too as well. And so we were like, how the heck are we going to get it back? GG was, pissed off, rightfully so. The other person is apologized. He's still on a timeout and kind of banned for like 30 days at least. And it was just a real dick move. And I mean, it just hurt everybody in the community. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting bombarded with questions. I'm getting this error, all this other stuff. I had to tell people how to do the workaround. And so, I mean, it's kind of spurred me on to kind of get it. It's just been, I've been kind of working on some stuff with the website off and on, learning some different functions that get added, like a store and all that other kind of stuff. And so it's just been kind of a process because between all of that we got going on, I also have my regular job that I do, and then I also, do the programming with the bot. Then of course I do the website stuff, and then I try to stream as well. And then we're in the middle of selling our house right now, so we're going to be moving pretty soon.
Oh wow!
So it's quite a lot of stuff going on here at the moment.
Daddy, we have.
What's up, bud?
We clean our. We're gonna do a vacuuming again.
Okay, go vacuum for me, okay?
Can you check the work?
In a little bit, okay? It's weird because most of the time he doesn't come in here until I'm on camera. Then he wants to come in here and talk all the time.
Maybe he wants to be the one on camera though. Maybe
sometimes I did. I offered to make him. I said, "Hey, bud, let's create for you, your own YouTube account or whatever." Because he does actually. He really he likes to watch Barbecue Pit Boys. And he likes to watch guys that do vacuuming all the time.
Interesting. Have you ever seen him show him like the ones where they clean the rugs and stuff or something like that?
Yeah, that's what he binge watches like all the time.
Jeez.
So he's got like all these paper vacuums and stuff in his room. It's a whole ordeal. He's got OCD 100%.
But then you see like they have like millions of views, and it's just like people just like watching things get cleaned.
Yeah, all those millions of views is our son. That's where that comes from.
He has two different screens up, and it's just like,
oh yeah. He'll have it on TV, and then I'll have someone's phone watching the phone, and then if you try to take one of those away from him, then he gets really upset about it. So it's kind of like you kind of pick and choose, what you're gonna win at. So
yeah, and that's understandable. But going back to the Rumbot situation, what even started that project? Because Rumbot seemed to be started because the beginning, right? Early beginnings.
Yeah. I'll come and check it out a little bit, okay, bud?
What are you doing?
We'll see. I'm probably gonna be playing with you tomorrow.
Vacuums. Multi-Twitch giveaways.
So anyway, with the Rumbot, yes, he can't see you, but you got to come over here if you're gonna say hi. I'm sorry, he's coming in here to say hi.
It's okay.
Our dog, her name is Marley.
Yeah, her name is Marley. You want to say hi to everybody? They can kind of see you.
I gotta go get my dog.
Okay, go get Marley. Let's go get Marley and see if we can show her on screen. Go get her.
I
We'll see. Okay.
Let's go get her.
We'll see if he gets the dog. But yeah, so like what Gigi is saying, and so basically, because I mean, I've known Gigi and I have been friends. How long have we been friends for now, Gigi? Probably since I think right before COVID, like right around 2018, 2019. We had a really good mutual friend of ours, and really great guy. I'll make sure to tell him, Gore. Logan says hi, Elijah. That, basically, he was asking me, he's like, hey, what are you doing? And so this was right as Rumble decided to release the API finally to everybody. And so I was like, oh, I'm working on this bot to do live alerts for the Rumble platform. And so I'm showing him the code and showing what I was working on. He's like, well, let's, too long. Wow, Gigi, that hurts. He's like, well, hey, let's work on it together. Let me show me your code and let's, put it together or whatever. And so, because him and I have worked together in other bots before, like on Odyssey and some of the other platforms. And so I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. And so pretty soon we had a working prototype, I think within 24 hours. I think Gigi within 24 or 36 hours after the API went live. And then we've just slowly been working on it and kind of building it and making it better. Gigi has done the majority of the coding with the bot. Him and I will talk about different things to kind of put into the bot, what to kind of watch out for, all that other kind of stuff. And so I take care of more so the face side of it, helping people, showing them how to do it, running through finding the bugs.
Yeah.
And so we work really well together,
right?
Because Global Gamer, he's a brilliant individual, 100%. And so I'm really thankful to call him my friend and to be able to do things with him.
Yeah, well, that means he just has to donate to you more because he's such a great friend. Why use Rust, but Python and web apps with an Electron app from web languages? Rumbot would be developed easier. I don't know what that means. I'm not. I tried.
Well, basically, the app itself. It's kind of like a whole thing that kind of puts together HTML, CSS, puts together just software. Yeah, we don't know. We are using Electron.
Python or Rust.
Some of the stuff we're doing. I mean, I wish that I could be like fluent in all different kinds of languages, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Bad internet?
Yeah.
Are you losing me?
You were going in and out. It almost felt like you stopped for a second, but you're back now. So I'm wondering if it's possibly internet. Yep, text going down. He's going down.
It's probably my computer. I had some games and stuff updating, so my bad. That's probably what the problem is.
That's fine.
So blame it on the user, whatever.
No, I tried to do Code Academy, right? That platform, and I gotta tell you, I didn't make it past the first few times. I got to understand it a little. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I got to try it
first.
Yeah. I tried doing I think it was Java I started with, and I learned a little bit, doing like national polling is just not impossible and all this other stuff. But I was like, you know what? I'm really not enjoying this, so I might as well just go.
Yeah, let me refresh my page real quick. There's an empty sync. Be right back in like 2 seconds.
Okay. All right. Well, while he's gone, we'll say bad stuff about him and hope he doesn't hear about it. I'm just joking. Oh, there he is.
There we go.
Guys,
over there.
Quiet. What?
I mean, you realize I have that open up too, right?
It's called a joke. Goodness, guys. Good idea for later on, I think. Well, hey, you know what? Good ideas come at the latest of moments, That's why you're called Star Killer. But yeah, I tried Code Academy. It didn't last very long, but I kind of understood a bit of that. It's not an easy thing. Unless you enjoy it, then it can be. But it's sort of like if you're not, it's a long process. It is a definitely long process. But I couldn't. That's why I'm so simple in my use of things, right? Like OBS is seen as sort of like the ultimate customization because you can do this all stuff. I don't really need 1,000 buttons. I just need a few that work and things and the internet, and I'm good. I'm simple. Simple like that.
It's pretty much you know, so you finished Code Academy and developmental arts. Yeah, Tiny. I mean, there's so many different languages you can learn out there. You know, I've always been, you know, a little bit of background in terms of who I am. I've always been kind of willing to try like new technology. Like I owned an internet radio station for a long time.
Really?
I figured out how to set up. That's how I learned how to code websites. Was that I was like, I needed a website for my radio station, and I sure as hell wasn't going to pay someone to do it. So I learned how to. I went and bought, you know, a book. You know, those old things you used to read. You know, they don't anymore.
Yeah.
But I bought the book and I learned how to do HTML and CSS, and I built myself my own website, and then, you know, figured out how to add the live audio feed. And so I had a radio station that would go on 24 hours a day. I'd do a talk show once a week for 3 hours, which is long.
True.
And it would be, you know, on, you know, current political topics or news and in light of, you know, Christian worldview, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I did that for a long time. And then I kind of stopped and took a break for a while. Then I found streaming, and I've been here ever since.
So you said you've done other stuff for other webs, like other video platform too, or at least dealt with some other. What other video platforms have you dealt with other than Rumble?
YouTube, when they had YouTube gaming. Then there was Beam, which switched over to Mixer.
Oh, that's gone. Never mind about that.
Yeah, and then I went to Twitch.
Okay, that's still there.
Which I was partnered on YouTube, and I'm still partnered on Twitch.
Okay.
And then from Twitch, I went over to Trovo, and I tried Trovo for a while. And then after Trovo, went over to Odyssey, tried Odyssey for a while, and here I am on Rumble. So, never Kick. I do have my names reserved on Kick. I did it just to reserve my name, username. But
I have an account on Kick as well. But so from my point of view is, between the ones you've dealt with, and of course, I'm sure you've seen on Twitter X where Odyssey is trying to do the whole decentralization stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's great, but what about ISPs? Because you can't be decentralized without having a connection to the internet. I mean, you can, but people need to be able to connect to you if the government can shut down ISPs, because that's the one last vestige we have before it can all be shut down. So, but from your perspective of dealing with all of them, what has worked well, and what has been like needs improvement?
That's a tough question. First off, to answer to kind of say what Starkiller is saying about his coding stuff, pure evil, I totally agree with you, 100%. SQL is a pain in the butt. I haven't tried Java yet. As Gigi likes to tell me when I say Java, he goes, "No, JavaScript. Java's a different language." Yes, Gigi. Yes, Gigi. But anyway, in terms of what's worked and what hasn't, when we first originally started out on YouTube, we gained a huge following, like really quick. I mean, we got up to like 1,000 followers in like a month. We started getting a bunch of subs. They partnered us and all that other kind of stuff in YouTube gaming. But then I noticed that that they were starting to kind of bury people behind search results and all that other stuff. And I was like, you know, we really need to kind of not put all of our eggs in one basket. You know, this is the days when they were first starting to float the idea too, as well, of banning, you know, Alex Jones and stuff, which is unheard of. I mean, it happens all the time now. People get banned off the platform for no reason. Yeah. But up until Alex Jones, they never did it. And so he was kind of like a test case. And so once everybody was kind of on board with it and was okay with it, then they started doing it to everybody. All right, Gigi, I'm going to check my DMs here.
Business as usual, guys. Business as usual.
Okay, so data center part of networks. Okay. Got it, Gigi. And so once we started doing that, then I started streaming over on Beam, and I was like, okay, their partner program was relatively easy. I wouldn't say easy, because most of the viewers on Beam at the time were during the day, and at night it was like a complete drop off, right?
Yeah.
And so then they changed over to Mixer, and then they changed the partner program. I'm like, well, I can't meet these numbers. I tracked it for like 2 weeks when their peak viewers were, and the nighttime streamers are not able to pull as many viewers into their streams, and therefore
Right.
wouldn't be able to get partnered. And I
Right.
made a big stink about it, and they were just like, "Well, too bad." I was like, "Okay." And then I started streaming over on Twitch, and so there were still two of us working together. Him and I would kind of switch off when one of us was on Twitch, the other one would be on YouTube. And that was a way to kind of, spread out like our where people can kind of find us, our content, I guess, as it were.
Yeah.
And then my partner at the time decided he wanted to go off and go on his own, so he did.
Yeah.
That's Felonious Hunk, in case anybody wants to know. Really great guy.
Right.
Him and I are still really good friends. We work together too as well. And then I got partnered on Twitch because I got invited to be part of a sports organization, esports,
Nice.
and I did a bunch of video editing and stuff for them, and so they put me on their pro brawler freaking team, and so basically they gave me a Twitch partnership as a result. So
Nice.
That's kind of how that happened, in case anybody was wondering.
Right.
But Star Killer, yeah, I agree with you. The whole thing with Freeform, dude, that was I had a great time working with Freeform when I was on Twitch too as well. But and then Twitch, and then all this stuff started happening with them canceling creators on YouTube for whatever particular reason.
Right.
And some people justifiably so, I guess.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, just give people a voice to speak their mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these platforms are supposed to be about. But yet you guys are imposing restrictions. You guys are basically shutting down avenues for people to have discussions and have ideas.
Right.
It's not your place. The online space is now basically the public square of the 21st century. That's just the way that it is. And so as them, basically trying to control content and all that other kind of stuff.
Right.
That's where really places like Twitch and YouTube have fundamentally got it terribly wrong. They are burning the bridges of what made their platforms great. And it's the content creators. If you don't let them create content worth watching, then no one's going to watch.
Yeah, but with YouTube being Google owned, which basically is what it is, it's not. YouTube to Google is a loss. Just put it basically and simply. It's just straight loss. But they'll keep it anyway because the data they can get out of it. Because that's what YouTube is Google's mining section for everyone, right? Like it's the world's second largest search engine.
Yeah.
Behind Google. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wish they would have put more into like the gaming aspect over on YouTube. I mean, there was some really nice people that do work in YouTube, that did work for YouTube gaming, that we were friends with and that helped us out, during the time we were there.
Right.
But I have a hard time with a platform that will simply ban users for no reason. I mean, it's so bad that the censorship on the platform, where when you watch videos that talk about like World War II, for example, right, and they show like the horrors of the Holocaust, they actually block out the images rather than show it. And it's like, well, what are you doing? By you basically, stifling the truth about what happened and not willing to show it, you are guaranteeing that this is going to happen again. It's ridiculous. It's just the stupidest stuff they block and they take off the platform. I've seen historical channels just removed. They have maybe $20,000 is owed to them in advertising revenue for work they've done, and then YouTube just keeps it all.
Yeah.
Right. Removes their monetization, but then still monetizes their content. Well, what the hell? You're talking out of both sides of your mouth and keeping the money that are owed to these people. I don't want to be a part of that platform. I just don't. And that's why I think being on Rumble, the one thing that Rumble does get right, even though, I know some people complain about some of the words they can't say in chat, even though they can say whatever they want on video, which is kind of ridiculous. But be that as it may, you do whatever you're going to do. That they give us a platform to where we can come and speak our mind. Odyssey did the same thing, but it just felt like they weren't really pushing the platform and what it was capable of. I mean, I did get offered a job to go work for Odyssey. I almost took it.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't, just because we couldn't come to terms of, with monetary pay, basically.
Yeah, which is always the thing. My thing, the thing I'll differentiate for the Rumble stuff, though, is it's in the Rumble rants that it's constricted. It's not chat, because I can go down the list of start writing words and it will go through. It's in the Rumble rants where you can't send it through. Because I tried to send the word, a male appendage, basically. Yeah, whatever. But it wouldn't go through the Rumble rant. I'd have to do like a hyphen or whatever in between it. But through just regular chat, it can't go through. But I get it. I really do, because then that's an arrowhead. That's a blunt axe to Rumble saying, you're not free speech if you don't allow this. Well, no one's doing it to Twitter X. No one's going to Twitter X and saying, well, why aren't they allowing me to say this anymore? Because I just saw a thing about you can't say cis on there anymore. The CIS thing.
I just get, honestly, I get so pissed off about that, because, all these people want to run around and scream and tell us, this is what you should say to me. And this is how you should say it. And don't use all these derogatory terms or whatever, but it's okay for them to do it, as a derogatory term to the rest of us. And it's like, look, you can go out and you can think that you're a woman all day long. You can go out and think that you're a man all day long, but unless you're born with XX or XY chromosomes, you're not. That's just the truth. Men can't have babies. Okay. It's firmly against, scientific proof and things that we know exist in biology.
Nature.
But yet, they'll still freaking push the stupid idea and then expect all the rest of us to basically, side with them and go along with their mental, disorders. And it's like, no.
Right. No. And, but the thing of it is, right, is Twitter X still suspends people with no reason why. Yeah. And the thing of it is, right, is I take into consideration that when companies or whatever, they say free speech, in the real sense, they're just meaning less restrictive speech, because to be free speech means a lot, right? Other than, threat of violence or whatever those rules are. But free speech
but that should still be allowed too, in my opinion.
Oh, the threat of violence. Well, anything. I guess so.
Anything. Right. I mean, you have to be able to hash out ideas in order to be able to show somebody where they're erred. You can't just come at me, for example, like the same thing with, the evolution and, creation viewpoint, you got to be able to have those discussions to see which is right and which is wrong. Well, that's how things progress and move along.
Right. But you don't just have those two things. You have a multitude of things, of explanations for the universe, because humans can't really explain. I mean, you just saw, if you hadn't heard the whole Terrence thing on the Joe Rogan show, where he just came out with all his stuff, and it's just like, you see right there, there's another, oh, thank you, paying it back and paying it forward. Thank you, sir. Paying it back and paying it forward. Well, thank you, sir. I don't know if I stopped by your stream. On Fridays, I usually do a pay it forward stream, and he probably was a recipient. So thank you for that. But yeah, it's a very difficulty to say it's one or the other when you have a lot of people saying, well, you have this thing over here, you have this thing over here. I mean, human beings can't agree on the creation of how we even got here in the first place. And so you get all this mumbo jumbo until the point it's like the threads of civilization are held up by ideas that we don't know. They're here. Let's just talk about them.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to be able to, think about these things. I mean, a lot of the schools where a lot of this thought process came out of, debate clubs and all that other kind of stuff, now come from colleges that are just absolutely garbage. They turn out nothing but garbage, nothing but, snowflakes, freaking woke garbage people.
Right.
That they just want to rewrite history for whatever particular reason. And that's basically you're seeing the struggle between, really it's a struggle between communism and the American spirit. And unfortunately, because the socialists and stuff have been so entrenched in terms of the education process, we get what we get right now, which is just absolutely madness.
Right. Well, and again, it's not just college. It's a whole assortment of other issues that don't get dealt with. It is not just college. It's not just parents. It's not just that. It's a whole cacophony of different things in the environment around kids or whatever, and they grow up with it. All it takes is a decade of time before something becomes set in, and you're just like, oh, okay, or starting young with kids or whatever. But the point of the matter is, though, is we can't just point to one thing and say that's the fault. No, it's a lot of things. it's a lot of things to point
I
at.
think, see, and for my opinion, and I'm, hopefully I don't offend anybody by this, and that's okay if I do, because it's my opinion.
Yeah, right. It's your opinion.
But yeah, no, I agree with you, Star Killer. He's forcing on everybody else, and that's kind of the whole thing with, the evolutionary worldview, in my opinion. I don't believe in evolution. I believe in microevolution. I don't believe in macro. There's a difference between the two.
Right.
Okay. And so, the evolutionary mindset has been so entrenched in everything that it's taught people that it's okay that as long as somebody with a PhD or a doctorate says something, that it must be true.
Right.
I mean, look what happened during COVID. Everyone, like, oh, well, they said that this and that. And it's like, come to find out that it was a lie. And of course, everybody got blood clots now. Cancers are up on the, on the rise in young people.
Right.
Myocarditis is going through the roof in the military and a lot of the other young people. There's, and I don't believe in a flat earth either. Just to let everybody know. Yes, I believe in creation, but I don't believe in a flat earth. Okay.
Yeah. I totally get. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, because I just, you can't. Science is done by demonstrating, creating a hypothesis, then showing it through and being repeatable. You can't repeat what supposedly happened, 1 billion years ago. The age of the Earth has jumped all over the place since they, claimed it was, billions of years.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
No, and I get. Yeah. No, I get that. And for me, I've never, I've seen, of course, I've seen the online discussions. I'm not here for, debates or arguments. Those things don't put forward anything. They're just there for, if it's not like academia, like you were talking about, like academia debates, different story. But if you're talking about like debates online where you see these content creators just argue or fight with each other or whatever, you're not really moving anything forward. You're just a bunch of cavemen with sticks poking each other saying, I right you wrong, and all that stuff. And it's just like, where's the momentum of progress?
But that's all comes back to being able to have and articulate an argument, or to have a position that you can defend, and then have basically the ability to talk to each other without trying to totally take out each other's kneecaps.
Right. And that's why I figured
nobody nowadays is almost able to do that without basically, shutting them down or, calling a bunch of names. And it's like, I love a good debate. I really do. I mean, I debated people all over the world about a whole bunch of different types of topics.
Right.
And so I love it. I love it.
Well, that's why I figured the academia route is a little more better, because there's a controlled environment to people get their point of time and all this other stuff. Whereas online, it's just like you can have 5 to 6 different people chatting, and it's just like there's no control to it to some degree, or you lose control of it, and you're just like, oh well, there we go. But that's.
I was gonna say that's the problem with the education systems nowadays. They force you into this left-wing narrative that is totally counter to the family structure, totally contrary to your parents, right? Yeah. And if you don't toe the line, they ridicule you, they mock you, they screw with your grades, to where once they basically come out of college, then they're pretty much a left-wing lunatic who believes in freaking woke culture. Most of them, not all, but most of them, unfortunately. And it's because they don't allow any kind of a debate or to challenge any of the topics.
Yeah, and
it's ridiculous.
And I understand that, but from my perspective on doing this stuff, right, like being here, and there you go, Yankee Free, that's for donating. My thing is I understand the messiness of it. And while I'm not a great debater or anything, I'm not here for that. I'm here to just sit down and converse about whatever, because we don't even have that. We don't even have a conversation about whatever, because we keep doing the I'm right, you're wrong scenario. Because that's just the human. I mean, YouTube is built basically on the platform of the you on the platform, the spotlight on you. And that's the same thing with these arguments and debates. I'm right, you're wrong. Where it's more just like, well, what can't we discuss out why you believe that is the case, or why that is, or whatever. At the end of the day, some people or majority of people don't want that. They just want to be the screaming and the yelling, and they don't want a solution. They just want to do. They just want to do.
They just want to be right. That's all.
Yeah. But
as soon as you realize that I'm right, bro, make this conversation a whole lot easier.
Sorry, this could be like the Monty Python part where you just have a argument clinic and just kind of go back and forth. No, you're not right.
Or we could do like those women. I don't know if you guys seen the video of the women that paid something like $1,000 to go scream at trees in the middle of the forest or something.
Yeah. Well, you
Dude,
kind of
why didn't I come up with that business plan? I totally would do that.
Yeah, technically there is though. There's the guy version of it, which is they just have you spraying with water and doing that sort of military stuff. So it kind of is a balance right there, because guys do pay for it as well in that sense. They just don't bang
what was
drums.
it? Yeah, then they
The
pay
Alpha
to go
Camp?
to the Alpha Camp. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Alpha
Welcome
Camp.
back, Tiny.
Hey, Tiny. But yeah, it's just like, well, and I saw people calling out too, like, you do realize there's a guy version of that too. And you're just like, well, this women should like the la la la. And I'm like, you do realize there's a guy version too. So it's balanced out right now. It's like there's a woman version.
Yeah,
and a
well,
version.
a lot of people made fun of the freaking guys for going that too as well. You know?
Which is like it's wasted money, because
Exactly, Phoenix. Exactly.
You could do it for free by going to the military itself. They'll be not behoove you, but berate you. They'll berate you for free.
Yep. You know, see, if I was a drill sergeant, man, I would purposely not brush my teeth and get up in your face, just so I could do it. Why? Just so I could, influence that power, the domination. I'm just saying. Anyway,
now I'm gonna lose my cookies after that one. Ugh. They just 5 minutes later.
Yeah, it smells like beef and cheese in the morning. Come on now, let's just be real.
I'm not gonna make it through the stream. No. But yeah, it's just I just find it gets too much, and it's just social media. Again, I've stated before in the past, is anything humans have created has become a double-edged sword in itself, because it just does, because we always find the good out of the bad and the bad out of the good. I like a pencil, right? A pencil, you can write poetry, you can do all the stuff with it, or you could be like John Wick and take somebody out.
With the pencil.
Yeah,
with the pencil, or was it a pen? I can't remember.
No, it was a pencil. He took
That's
the
right.
guy out with a bloody pencil. Oh my gosh! But it's always good to observe. But I just get tired of you seeing these too many content creators. They're really not doing anything. They're just getting the clicks, likes, the views. And I'm just here, just trying to have fun with people and just trying to do something a whole lot different. Don't know if it is, but from my perspective and the people I followed, it feels like it. So, but that's just me. I'm just one person here. I'm having fun with you guys.
No, then that's all that matters. That's why it makes content creation to do what you want, good and fun. Just go and do what you like to do, and let the rest take care of itself. If it happens, it happens. If not, that's fine too. Life goes on. Sun will come up tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh gosh, don't even. I'm gonna start singing Annie at this point. The sun will come.
I just watched that movie a couple of days ago, as a matter of fact, with my wife.
Oh, now I know where you're coming from.
Seriously, right here, seriously.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, they did that remake of it years later. I'm like, come on, just leave it alone.
I honestly never really have seen it. I only watched maybe, I think, the last half of it the other night with my wife. So, because it's not one of those kind of movies that appeal to me. Never has.
Right. And the funny thing is, like, the first Annie had Carol Burnett in it, acting like the evil. What was her name? I can't remember. But it's sort of like it. When you have an originality out there, it's the lightning in the bottle that it's hard to reproduce. Yeah, but that's more of like if I send out the link, or whoever sends out the link. So, but this is more of just a one-on-one. Maybe next time though. But yeah, it's sort of like, because I remember it's hard not life for us. It's just.
Yeah, just a good song, and the remake of whoever it was that did the song, what, in the 2000s or whatever, I thought was pretty good. I forget the name of the. See, that's how good it was. I don't remember the name of your song.
Well, there was, I think it was a remake by a rapper or something, because you can hear the song in Goldmember when they're trying to escape from prison, and there's like sort of this remix where Mike Myers is. He just does this thing, but. It's sort of using the bass rasp form. I was like Jay-Z or something or whatever. But join in, maybe speak my ass. Yeah, just next Tuesday, the door's gonna be open for people that want to come on. So come set a date. DM me. We can get it done. Because I've only done multiple people a few times because I'm very hesitant to do because I've seen those content creators, they have like 9 people in and there's everyone talking and everything's getting said, nothing's getting done. It just feels like a conversation goes nowhere, and I'm sort of hesitant to try to do that much. But I have done with at least 3 total. So maybe in the future, but for right now,
you could always turn it into like the actor studio. You ever watch the actor studio?
Yes,
the guy just asks questions.
James, well, that's what I do, but it's like you
but you know what I'm saying? No, like really weird, like poignant questions. Just say really weird questions, like what size of underwear do you wear, and what is your favorite color?
Oh gosh, no, I'm not gonna get. I'm just gonna let that come. But it'd be like,
why not?
What is your favorite word?
Exactly. When you think of underwear, what do you think?
Tight, real.
When you think of streaks, how does that affect you?
If it's someone going down the street nude, probably. Depends on the person. So it won't be Tuesday. Well, no, I'm saying that on Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, right? Because in the U.S. we have a holiday called Memorial Day. It's for soldiers and stuff. On Tuesday, on the 28th, the door will be open to schedule for June, because April's been full and May's been full. And I'm planning to look forward to June and the rest of the months of the year to be full, because there's so many people, so many perceptions, so many things that I just didn't see other content creators do. So it's like everyone gets the niche, like gaming and all this stuff, and I'm like, I want to take a hammer to all that. I'm gonna break through all their spheres, and I want to just say, come on, let's have a conversation. But that's just me.
Yeah,
so,
no, I think exactly what Phoenix says too, sparkly and comfortable. I think that's exactly my kind of underwear right there. Phoenix.
Oh, sparkling. I thought you were talking about the conversation. I didn't know. I think you
put a little bit of light on in the room, and it's like it's a disco inferno in here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Vapin, you're one of the good ones.
You have no idea.
Well, I'm glad to have you on anyway, because I think you are one. There are a lot of people that I think Twitter XDMs doesn't work very well, so I'm gonna have to do like a post, just like, hey, would you like to come on? Hey, would you like? Because I just like, until you give me a no, I'm still gonna ask, right? I'm not gonna give up. If you don't want me to come on, if you don't want to come on, just say no, I'm not interested or whatever. Don't be like, oh, I'll check your stuff out, and then never say another word again. That's basically what I've had to deal with. Is some people know, they'll just say, I'll check out your work, and then it's like nothing. Like they ghost me.
It took me a little while to get back to Daramouthe when he approached me, just because my life is freaking hectic right now. But I did get back to him, and that's why I'm here.
See, he's an awesome guy. Get back to me. But no, I'll just have to do that, because, of course, some people have said Twitter XDMs are not. They don't give them a good enough notification. So
sometimes,
yeah. So I'll just have to do that. But I mean, there's still.
This is all you got to do, bro. Just find out where they live. Go wait out front their door. And they get up in the morning, take out the garbage, or go to school or work or whatever. There you are, being like, "Are you ready now?" You'd be like, "Are you ready now?" That's all you got to do. Wear a sign, wear a shirt. Like seriously, like this right here. That's all you got to do. It's like, seriously now.
No, just be like now.
Are you busy? Are you busy? Just go that way.
I thought about doing like a little videos, like, hey, I'm looking at you. Come on, it's been a little too long. Get on here. Get out here now. Because I mean, again, it's sort of that thing where I know, I'm trying to build my credibility, right? You're trying to build credibility, like your name gets out there. People are like, I'd like to be on your show, and that sort of cuts down on you having to chase after people. But I know I'll still have to do it because, people can either be hesitant, they maybe forget, or they don't notice or whatever. It's just sort of things like, look, just all I ask is to take a chance, and we could just sit down and talk about whatever. Because I'm telling you what, I think we went from talking about vacuums with your son and then just going to here. And it's been an hour. See how it works?
Pretty much, the thing that interviewing people, because I did that a lot. I've interviewed all different kinds of people.
Right.
And what just happened? All of a sudden, I guess my filter decided to turn on for my camera here.
Wow, it looks so bright.
Yeah, well, it turned like orange or something.
Yeah.
Give me a second here.
It's the warm lighting. Yes, on
Yeah,
June.
let me turn it down. Okay.
On June.
That's a little better.
I opened on 28th for scheduling for June. I already have 2 people on. So if you want, I'm on at Daramouthe on Twitter X or DM me at Daramouthe. We'll get to that point. But anyway, what you were saying? You were saying you're about to say something.
No, just about interviewing people and stuff. Some people that you go to interview, like myself, and I've interviewed other people that are they're fine interviewing on the fly. They don't have a problem. They can take wherever the communication goes. Other people want a set of questions. What are you going to ask me? To give them time to basically prepare. Then you have the other people that you interview that it's like pulling teeth to try to get the conversation. It's like, so you tell me about your day. How was your day today? They're like, fine.
Right. I can't use Axiom because well, no, you can still tell me your app on Twitter X and I can DM you, and then you won't need it. So but no, I get that. It's just, again, when I was telling you, when I saw Craig Ferguson do his bit, right? And of course he's a celebrity, whatever, totally fine. But he had the natural occurrence that he didn't need. He could just make up questions on the fly because they were there for a movie or a TV show, whatever. And yet he was still able to talk about, well, mostly it would be very raunchy at times because they have women and other stuff, but he was still able to go to places just on fly of asking questions.
Yeah, I know. See, you haven't asked me the question about my movie yet.
What movie?
I don't have a movie.
I know. You don't have a movie.
But you didn't ask me.
I did. Ask me. I said what movie? I said what movie? You're like, what? And I'm like, no, what movie? You don't have a movie out. Goodness. At Tiny Players. All right, I'll look you up, good sir. I will look you up. But anyway, so I do a little thing where at the top of the hour of every hour, I set aside some time for us to promote ourselves. Not chilling, not grifting, because those are already negative connotations. So you have the floor to promote yourself. Your links are down below that you gave me, so they're down there. But go ahead.
Okay, I guess they are there. Yeah, you should come by and follow me. Come say hi. And then for your bots and stuff like that, if you guys are a streamer on Rumble, I highly encourage you to go and check out our website at rumbot.org. It's currently being built right now because of the whole GitHub fiasco. But we do have a bot that you can use for Discord, and we're also currently working it to get it working with Gilded. So if you want it, if you want a bot for your Discord that tells people when you go live, let us know. We'll give you access. You can try it out.
Nice.
But thank you, Phoenix. Vapin of the Incredible Gamers. That is true. That I think of myself as like a pro gamer. I potato for the sake of people. That's what I do.
Potato.
For the sake of people.
Oh goodness. All right. Well, I'll do my spiel then. I stream to both YouTube and Rumble. Of course, I have my reasons for that. At Daramouthe, you can find it on both platforms as such. Anyway, I also am on Twitter X at Daramouthe, a fan account. I pretty much already explained that earlier, I think. I'll explain it. And I also have a Discord at Daramouthe, which is mostly for DMing. And, of course, I have my email, which is going to be on here. Look, guys, Vapin, Phoenix Electra, Phoenix. I've had Sheep City and all different assortments of people, whether they are creators or not at all. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's so many people who have a different perspective on the world around them. And it's just great to be able to hear that or just conversate with them. Because, again, at the end of the day, I didn't see very much of it. I just saw bubble here, bubble here, bubble here, bubble here, and it just stays within them. I want to take a hammer to that and just blow it out of proportion and go to the wild blue yonder, like in the Sound of Music, just hills are alive. So if you want the same opportunity, I know I'm trying real hard. If you want the same opportunity, go to the...
No, I was just in my mind's eye, I can see you in the dress singing up on the hills.
Hey, if it gives you any,
are alive with the sound of Daramouthe.
If it brings people here, I will gladly put that.
I figured you would. Okay, go ahead.
But if you want the same opportunity as Vapin and all those other wonderful people, either go to those 3 places or leave a comment on Rumble or YouTube. Look, all it takes is for you to take the first step to get started. Then we can go from there. It's just that easy. I know I've had some people on who are nervous, who like Vapin had said, they're hard to have a conversation with, the pulled teeth, whatever, but I still was still able to manage it. Or people who are very anxious or whatever. Look, it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's all about the conversation, And there's nothing wrong with this. I look for the gold nugget, I dig on the gold nugget, and we keep going, and it's a great time. We've already done an hour, and he probably doesn't even remember what time he started.
I don't even remember what underwear I'm wearing today. I'm not wearing any. See, there we go. No free balling around here, dude. No.
I gotta do the second part, please. Oh man. So I gotta do the thing that's very annoying that all YouTubers do, because if they want to grow their channel, they have to do that thing, right? Like, subscribe, share, brah, all that stuff. Look, I do this for the conversation. I know I have a full-time job, so whatever, but in order to have more people on, I have to be seen more. I have to build that credibility. It's not a fun thing, but the people themselves to have on is a whole lot better. It's worth it. It's worth to do. Yes, the likes, the follows, the donos, they'd all be great. I'm not going to argue against that. But at the end of the day, I'm doing something that I didn't see a lot of content creators do. They talk to within their spheres. They talk to people higher up to go up the ladder. I'm talking to people on the ground floor, up high, maybe a bird flying around somewhere up there, something. Anything you guys do, one of those things or all those things, help me out a lot. And you guys get the benefit from it, because you get to see these new people you probably never even heard of. Oh, of course, a lot of you have heard Vapin, so that's nothing new, but I haven't, so I had him on. But helping out with the engagement side, leaving a like, follow, comment, whatever it is you can do, it helps. And the more I'm seen, the more people I can have on. My set point for this year is to have every month filled with either old people / between old people and new people.
You got an old person here, so you're halfway there.
Not old person like that. Goodness, dear Lord. Now the age is starting to show. But it's enjoy a conversation. And again, this I've told other people too as well, is that this is sort of like our time in a time capsule, because I've had people on who are only on once, and I can't even get contact with them again. The point of the matter is, though, that this has been a fun journey so far, and I want to keep continuing it. And I'm looking forward to filling every month with just people who've been on the show or who haven't been on the show, because there's always somebody else with a different perspective on the world, whether you agree with them or not. That's not the point. The point is that now you know this person exists and they're here. So if you wouldn't mind helping with engagement, makes you guys awesome, because I'm doing majority of the work. So you guys get to benefit pretty easily. But I thank you, all of you, for what you do. So thank you. I know I've been doing a lot of talking. So
that's totally fine. It's that's why it's called the Daramouthe show, right?
Darachat.
Darachat. Okay, that's why. That's fine. That's all right.
Yeah. I'm not gonna shut you down. I
hey, look, at least I'm not that old yet where I'm falling asleep in the chair.
Oh, do you remember
I'm
when
there though?
Do you remember when they had in the news of where Morgan Freeman had fallen asleep, and that was the biggest news? Like, I can't remember the movie, but it was just like he was like falling asleep like next to Michael Caine, and Michael Caine was just talking, and then Morgan Freeman just like slowly nods off, and it just
no, it doesn't surprise me though.
Yeah, man, it was. I can't remember what the movie was, but it was a movie that involved them. I think it might have been one of the Batman movies. Yeah, it might have been one of the Batman movies that they were promoting, and they were in the whatever interview. I'm just like,
hey, Phoenix, let me tell you a little secret. Since you brought that up, if you don't want to ever get up while you're streaming and stuff, wear some Depends.
Maybe new visitors and return visitors rather than young and old. Okay, new visitors and returning visitors. Okay, I apologize, because Phoenix is a lot older. I think I don't remember how much older she is than me, but she's pretty cool.
That's right. It depends. 100% depends.
I'm
low key kind of looking forward to that when I get to that point in my life.
Oh.
So I can be like that old guy that just sits there and like, I'm gonna crap myself. I'm gonna do it. And then you do it and you're like, I crap myself. You know, I don't know why I thought about that, but it just came off my mind.
It's like a dirty bomb. Ooh. Oh, it was okay. So it was a Jimmy Fallon interview. Okay, because I couldn't remember. But yeah. Oh shit. Ooh, you made her angry. Ooh. Oh boy.
But like honestly, you know, I mean, all of us, if we live to be, you know, that old, and that'll definitely happen. But I'm not necessarily looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But Bad Luck, I've known for a long time too, as well. Great guy.
Yeah. And I've asked for feedback in the past too for all this stuff, but it's like, you know, people like they'll support whatever. And I mean, for right now, I haven't had any like, yeah, you really need to stop this and do this. I'm like, but it works. Why do I put away the thing that works? I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just to enjoy this because I've seen a lot of content creators. They step into content creation and they come in for the wrong thing, money, fame, all this stuff. And I'm just here. I want that to be a bonus. I want to be the following suit. I want the shining star to be the conversation. Everything else, it's sort of like the Pied Piper, right? You know, doing the Pied Piper here, having a conversation there, and you see all the mice of like likes, follows, and donuts and all this stuff. They're just falling behind because it's a bonus, not the main goal. Sort of thing.
Well, I mean, it takes to get really good at it. It takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of the guys that are, you know, famous that do like talk shows and stuff. They're good at what they do. I mean, they can carry a conversation, and they have different ideas for, you know, topics and stuff like that along the way. And it's just more so and that's like we're talking beforehand, that it's more just kind of like, it's not like stay in your lane, this is what you're going to do, but it's just more of a thing to kind of try to help, because sometimes you can go, like I never thought that tonight I'd be talking about wearing Depends or, talking about wearing my Star Spangled Banner undies, in my bedroom here with like disco ball and stuff. But here we are. It's just one of those things that kind of helps you to kind of keep it, on track a little bit, I guess, but not really.
Right, but
help you to have stuff to talk about too. So.
Right, no, I'm a walking machine of just finding the gold nugget. That's what, because there's always something. Again, my point is there's always something within a conversation you can find, or somebody says something that's like totally unimportant to them, and just like, there it is, and then you try to bring it up, and then you can dive deep, and it's all about. It's like that meme you've seen on the online where there's like the one person with the pickaxe, they stop before they get to the diamonds, and then there's the other person above them just keeps going. I get like because again there was this thing I saw other content creators do, just give the finger and change it depends. Like old man is like he's a army guy. He's like, yeah.
Well, dude, I mean, I can tell a funny story about that.
Oh goodness. Well, anyway, I've seen again a lot of content creators do that. They have a topic of the day, whatever. I'm just like, but where's the conversation at? It's just about the time, because they always read off of an article. They always do this. They always do that. But it's never just from here. It's never just from here. It's always from off the screen. Someone else did it or whatever. It's never.
Yeah, I think that really kind of depends on your platform. Like with what you're doing right now, you're just free and open discussion, so it doesn't matter. Someone that's like talking about, say, politics, the topic of the day, that's very important. So,
I can go anywhere though. The point of the matter is I can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Having a topic, it gives you direct line, you know where it's going, your guest knows what's going. But when you can have somebody come on and they don't, I mean, it's not in a scary way, but it's sort of like a surprise way. Like, you're just like, maybe not like a birthday surprise because you might get a heart attack, but like a smaller surprise.
I'm not that old, dude. Come on now.
You just talked about you just talked about Depends. But again, it's I every time that comes up, I go back to Craig Ferguson because he showed it was possible. I'm not him, of course, but when someone shows you that it's possible, why not take the adventure to try it?
Yeah.
Why not? Because I've seen it's possible. I also watched part of the other equation is Whose Line Is Anyway, which is improvisation, right? They're both improvisation, and I really love the Whose Line US with Drew Carey and all that stuff. But it's sort of this thing where it's like I can see it. Once I hit on the conversation stuff, I can see it. I see it's working. I see it's going somewhere. It's not. It's just this pillar, this pillar, this pillar. It's the field all over the place, and you could just go wherever. And I feel like I feel like can be fun in that. I know some people may disagree, but I feel like there can be fun in it. Yeah. Maybe I'm just being the idiot, but that's the point I see.
No, I mean I've watched all different kinds of content. From stuff that's just real casual and laid back, kind of like what you're doing here, to stuff that's more serious.
Mm.
It really just all depends on what I'm kind of in the flavor for, what I'm in the mood for.
Yeah. Someone give him this man a toddler ice cream cone. He's gonna I can eat it all. I can eat it all. Please give me the big ice cream cone. No, Grandpa, we're going to have to give you small one. Remember, you dropped the big one on your pants. You rotten kids.
Well, dude, oh man, I'm not. It's so funny because like there's this skit that or this bit that what the heck is his name? One of the comedians, and I can see him in my head, but I can't remember his name. Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, Jim Gaffigan.
He talks about this. He does this whole bit where he talks about kale.
Mm.
And he's like, everybody's eating kale and eating healthy and all this other stuff. He's like, you ever seen somebody in like an old folks home? They're like 94 years old. They're like, please kill me. I should have eaten the ice cream. It's like, yeah, you should have. Enjoy yourself. We only have one life to live. Granted, I'm not saying go out and play in traffic, mind you, but live a little. It's okay.
It reminds me of
go ahead, burn out quickly. You burn out quickly. That's just the way that it is.
Right. It reminds me of the movie Dodgeball, right? Yeah. Yeah, remember to do the 5 Ds. Dip, dive, dodge, duck, and dive. And they go out in traffic, and they're trying to, like, dodge traffic. It's like, ooh. Oh, man, the stuff you remember. No,
just
but
out of the blue, too,
Right. But there's also the side of, yeah, that too. But there's also the side of, taking care of yourself in the sense of, because I get the, you only live only once and all this stuff, but there's that balance, right? There's like, you live only once, but because right now I have issues with cholesterol, right? I've had to go take blood tests and all this stuff, and I got under 300, thank goodness. But it's like they keep trying to push the fact of you may need to take cholesterol medicine. I'm like, I'm showing that I'm showing you evidence that I'm going down. I don't need to hear this keep process like it's too high, it's too high. I know it's too high. I'm going down. Wait. Doctors and all that stuff, and it's just insane. But yeah, I get that. I get that momentum because, again, I've told people too, it's like, you have a lot of people who argue about silly stuff, right? And they just don't do anything about it. They just argue about it. I'm like, you're dust mites on a blue marble around the golden sun in the 9 infinite universe, and your worst thing about this is your neighbor, accidentally took something from you. He'll be dead one day. So will you. So what's the point? Mm-hmm. But that's just me. I'm gonna be the weird one by the end of the day.
There's some weird people out there for neighbors, 100%.
Oh yeah, they're the ones that watch you through the window. It's like,
well, dude, have you seen? And let me see if I can find it. You got to check that. This is freaking wild. There's some lady that goes off on a guy who just moved into a house. But I've been here for 35 years, and you better do what it is I say. No sex at your house, and you gotta get home before 8 o'clock. And he's like, "But this is my house." She's like, "I don't care. This is your house, but this is my neighborhood." I was like, "Wow."
Wait, you're watching me through the window? What was that? I think you need to go back inside, sir. You can't tell me what to do, sir. If you're gonna tell me you're watching through the window, the curtain creepers and those with too many surveillance cameras. Well, it's so. On YouTube, right? I the algorithm and all stuff, but then something popped up like creepy things caught off security cam, whatever, like the Ring cameras. My gosh, the amount of just stuff that's insane. What insane people do. Some people try to break into houses. Some people dress up or try to steal. It's a scary, scary world out there, and I can understand why some people have surveillance cameras. I can see you, but that'd be inappropriate, so I'm not gonna say that. Too late. But yeah, it was like the Ring cameras, right? People have the Ring doorbell and all this stuff. But the stuff I saw, man, it was like somebody was trying to break in. There was like a lady who's being followed by like a boss or some person. And then there was like one with like a creepy clown mask on, and then trying to get into the house. There was one of a child was being followed by a car, like, the child trafficking sort of things. So you get to see a bunch of these different things that you wouldn't know about unless, it was in the news. Maybe someone will put it in the news, or whatever. But it's just stuff like, yeah, I can understand why somebody would have a lot of cameras, especially in their own home, because
Someone's got a camera in their bathroom. Did I see that right? Is that what it said?
Tiny says he has a camera in his bathroom in my parents' house. Oh,
are you serious, dude? That is crazy. I would move out, right? I know I would sleep under the tree or something.
Oh, if it's nice out. No, yeah, I get the camera thing because again, there's a lot of crazy stuff out there, but I also get the like security lockdown sort of house where it's just like, why do you have like 50 cameras on the front? Because somebody's gonna come for me and all that stuff. Yeah.
But some people are that way, but yeah, I can't remember what account. Maybe I bookmarked it. Let's see. It's like dude, sometimes I bookmark crazy videos just so I can go back and watch the madness later. It's insane.
Not safe in South Africa from what I hear to see about. Yeah, no, do you hear about the slaughters and stuff in South Africa?
Like I have friends from South Africa, Tiny, and they tell me what's going on down there, because they live in Cape Town and they have own farms and stuff, and it's insane, dude.
Is it still going on?
Oh yeah.
Jeez. And it's just like it sort of is a racism thing at that point because yeah, because I think it's only South Africa that's majorly white. You don't see that anywhere else in the other areas. Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah, I've got someone else that was part of my community. I forgot where he lived too, down in South Africa, and he was saying it was getting really bad down there too.
Jeez.
I mean, they're calling for open genocide against white people. And it's like, come on, man, really? We got to go back to here again?
Someone get me my bazooka!
Oh, so freaking stupid,
It just, and again, it's like it's also like the riots we've had here in the States. It's just a dumb. Oh, it's nothing changes about it either. I tend to be like either you be the Gandhi thing where you wish to be the change you wish to see in the world, or you be like John Lennon in Revolution, where it's like you want to change the world, but all you're doing is shouting and screaming. You're not really doing very much. A lot of people hear stuff from all around South Africa, but here in Pretoria, I don't experience much stuff. Okay, so there's some places you probably, but I mean, it's only a matter of time. It's always a matter of time before something happens. Sooner or later, an asteroid will fall through your roof, or
you never know, dude. I mean, that's one of the strangest ways anybody that I've ever heard of dying is a lady went to take a crap. She sat down on the toilet, bullet came through her freaking roof and killed her. You're not even safe pooping, America. Welcome to freaking real life.
Well, I mean, technically, it did help get it all out. So,
but
I know that was bad. Welcome to the powder cake. That's right. Here on the powder cake, we're all talking about explosive diarrhea. It's not going to end well, but
you feel lighter. That's for damn sure.
Hey,
lose
Tom.
A couple pounds.
Hey, Tom, why are you floating in the air? I just cracked my whole colon out. So what do you?
Now, I mean, speaking of funny stuff too, I think who's going to be experiencing that quick exit? It's going to be Jake Paul. Is it Jake Paul? He'll be fighting Tyson.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I haven't been paying attention to it, but I've been.
Yeah, Tyson is going to basically cause that guy's head to become mush.
If it happens, it's because Jake Paul took the challenge and he's going to regret it. But that's an if. I'm waiting to see what will happen because it's always like, oh, they talk tough. Get in the ring first. Show me what you're made of. Let's get it settled.
Well, no, I think they're going to fight, as far as I know.
No, they are going to fight, but it's like the tough talk on the outside, right? Like, show me you can take him out. Don't tell me you can take him out. Like, I think it was like Jake Paul was like, oh yeah, Mike Tyson ain't so tough. He ain't so tough. I'm just like, dude, if your head get bashed in because of Mike Tyson doing all this workout to get to that point, good luck finding someone who will take care of you during the need time. You're not gonna be like Rocky.
Well, hey, he's gonna need a nurse, dude, to basically take care of his insides once freaking Mike Tyson gets done freaking bashing on his outside. Because, dude, there's no way that you get hit from Tyson that it's not gonna freaking majorly hurt. The guy is old, but he is still fit as a freaking as an elephant. He's amazingly strong.
I saw that movie with with George Foreman. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like it's showcasing George Foreman's life, and it was like he went back into boxing at like age 40 something. And I'm like, the guy was still able to handle himself for a while, and it's just like you don't let the age fool you, buddy. He's a juiced beast. Look, if you're saying juiced, then that means he's taking drugs. So don't say that. Don't say that. Could be taking the big old S, you know. Big old...
Phoenix, I'm surprised by that. You know, there's a part of the contract where Tyson can't punch him in the face. Then what kind of fight would it be? Even then, okay, let's just imagine Tyson punches you in the stomach.
Oh,
that alone, dude, would just instant exit.
Yeah. Have you ever
like
seen
a pimple?
Yeah. Oh. Have you ever seen the power slap stuff?
No.
Because when they go to slap somebody, it's like they almost
power slap. Yeah.
Yeah, power. Yeah. The slapping. It's almost like they're knocking the soul out of somebody.
Oh, dude, 100% is. Did you see? I mean, Gore tweeted about it too as well.
Mm.
Where he talked about somebody. Looks like his head goes around, does a 360. He gets freaking slapped so hard.
I think that was edited. I do think somebody did a little editing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because if not, his neck would have busted, and there's, he would have.
He'd be dead.
Yeah.
He'd basically be dead. And I'm like, what? Because it does when you look at it. It's like, yeah, he'd probably edit it, but like if that happened in real life, you're dead, and there'd be blood all over the floor, literally.
Yep.
I'm using literally in the correct way, where people just like, no, literally, guys, and all that stuff. No, it's
Hey, look, Phoenix. I'm trying to keep the conversation from talking about poo. Daramouthe is just making it that way. Nothing I can do. It's his show.
Yeah. Punch him in the gut. His guts will go all over the place. Yeah, sure. Look, guys, I'm being the responsible one. He's the unruly one. I'm just here to have a conversation.
Right. Exactly. See, now you get it.
Plausible deniability always is something else, someone else's fault.
Yep.
But yeah, those power slaps, man. I think it started. What was it? It's like in Russia or something. I think it was started at, and they just backhand each other, not backhand, but front hand each other. And I'm like, you punching, yeah, sure, that's great. But if you can slap a man in the face, you can take him out pretty well. You can demean him. Why wouldn't you? It gives you enough time to run.
Doesn't it make you wonder, like, who came up with the idea of a power slap? Like, are we just that bored with ourselves now, and just out of like sports ideas, to where now we're just like, why don't we just stand around and smack the shit out of each other? And the first one of us to collapse because we just cut off the brain supply to our, or the blood supply to our brain, is the winner. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden it's turned to this sport. Now you're watching. You're like, this is insane.
Well, and the thing was too, there was it was a Comedy Central skit, but it was it was cockfighting, but it wasn't with birds.
I don't know if you know this or not, bro, but you weren't watching YouTube. Okay.
I just say with the skit I saw. Come on, man. They were drinking vodka and they were playing. It's true.
That's probably true, Phoenix.
You see Putin on a bear, right? I mean, come on. The Russians put enough vodka. It's like there was one short I saw with like they were doing like a punching thing, and the bear was like, I think he was either punching bad or whatever. They're trying to teach him to punch, and I was like, what? No, it was a Comedy Central bit that was on either Twitter X or YouTube, and it was blur. The parts that needed to blur out was blur out, but it was a Comedy Central skit, and it was what they consider cockfighting. So that's I don't know where it is, but I saw.
Sure, but it's okay. Come on, it's okay. Just be honest.
I am being honest.
You typed in RedTube instead of YouTube. We all know it happens. It's a mistake.
You know what? I'm gonna go to YouTube. I'm gonna find it.
No, I know. It's okay. Look, I don't need to see what your nature.
Oh no, I don't. I'm not gonna show you it. Comedy Central. Oh, come on, I can spell.
Exactly, Phoenix. This is a safe place. Exactly. Safe space.
Man.
Safe space.
Yeah, I found it.
Now, if you really want to get an excellent sponsor, you should definitely check out Sofa King.
Sofa King? Is it like
Sofa
sofas?
King.
Sofa King?
Sofa King on YouTube. Yes.
Why would I? I'm not even, I haven't even done any sponsorships yet. I'm not even there to do sponsorships. I'm not worthy enough by other people. Well, wait, I'll go back to that. I'll just link to it so you all know I'm telling the truth. I gotta get that. And
Here, I want you to show this to everybody since you can do a share screen here. I'm gonna send this to you on X.
all right. Copy.
Okay, you do that.
You'll have to give me a second. All right, guys. Here's what I was talking about. Watch at your own peril. There you go. I can. Wait, I'm gonna look at. You want me to go to a video on?
Mm-hmm. Just play it. You can show it. Can't you do like a presentation? I can show it on my screen.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? This is the YouTube thing, right? Because it is on YouTube, and I'm streaming to both YouTube and Rumble. So there is that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So there's the thing. The only reason why I do the Pogo stuff is because he doesn't copyright. I've gotten content ID claimed, but that's a totally different subject. That's not taking me down. Showing stuff where you have to stop every 5 seconds to talk and then fair use stuff, I just don't really care. But if you want to link it into the chat and then people can go and watch.
So yeah, this is who he needs to have, you guys, as is.
Sofa King.
That's right. Because it's so fucking cheap.
Oh. SNL. Yeah, SNL would definitely tag it.
Well, see, I forget, dude. See, that's what's nice about being on Rumble. You can have a little bit of creative license.
Yeah, but sooner or later, I mean, there's somebody who streams like the WWE stuff and all that, or what is it? WWE?
Eventually, it's going to catch up to Rumble. Trust me.
Yeah, because I mean, there's no way they're going to let that slide. Because I will say this: I was doing a PIF stream, my pay it forward stream, and I did stream somebody, or I donated to someone who's doing that, and I did get hit, but I didn't copyright. It was more of like it cut me off from territories. But got to give credit to where it's due for YouTube. They do have tools where they can just automatically cut that out for you, and the rest of your stuff is fine. So they do have the tools to take care of that, and your rest of the stuff is fine. So I have to give credit to YouTube for that.
Yeah, the problem with that is, I mean, I've had stuff on my YouTube channel copyright like that from like 4 years ago. Someone comes on and just does it, and I'm like, I don't feel like going back through and fighting it, even though I know they don't own the copyright to it. So I'll just freaking mute it out. Then I got to take time to freaking do it and all that other kind of stuff. It's just really weird. So I just wind up deleting the video. Because I had that Warner Brothers hit me with something. I had an alert. I was playing some kind of a thing. Dr. Disrespect watched it, all that stuff. And it was a 3-hour stream I was on a record. I had a 5-second clip of a Warner Brothers song, and they claimed copyright to the full 3 hours of my video.
Jeez.
And I was like, yeah, no, it's hidden.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
But I mean, again, that's why I multi-stream. That's why I multi-platform, because again, using YouTube, we've heard the stories, using YouTube as the basis for the stuff. You have a lot of people who have to go to another platform in order to get heard by YouTube support, but not on the platform of itself. So when you have people going to another platform to get heard by YouTube support, to get something taken care of, that's a sign that you should be multi-platforming yourself. I don't care if you don't multi-stream your stuff, multi-platform yourself, because it's about either the content creator, the creator, or the platform. Which is more important, creator or platform?
I still fall creator.
I mean, of course, it's a symbiosis, right? Creator and platform, there's that symbiosis. But at the end of the day, a platform can exist without a content creator. And a lot of Twitch, another one, they ruin because their rules are not equally applied.
Twitch, basically has ruined itself because it hasn't equally applied the rules, which drives me crazy because, something that someone else, I know Dad's talking, that when someone like, I've totally lost my train of thought. I just freaking saw her on
Twitch.
Which one?
You're talking about Twitch.
Yeah, but when I can't remember the streamer's name, but she can go on and flash her, privates. She gets a slap on the wrist, and she's back in a day. Where
Amaranth?
if someone, yeah, Amaranth. So if someone
Yeah.
like me flashes my privates, which is a lot more better looking, I'm just saying, I'm I'm banned off the platform. I mean, come on.
I don't think anyone wants to see. Leave it to your missus.
Hey, dude, I'm sure some sick person out there would pay me to look at my junk. I'm just saying.
Did you see what happened though when they did that rule change where pretty much everyone was pushing a button to just like, and I was like, it's not going to last very long, and it changed the next day. I was like, yeah, it's not going to last very long. It was just, oh hey, Six Weird, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. But it's just like. The rules are not the rules for me, not for these scenario, right? Like they're applied to other people, but to their big earners, not so much.
Yeah.
And what do you think earns Twitch more money? Is it the gamers? Is it the just chatters? Hey, Doom, nice for you to be here. Or is it the thoughts who are in tubs and get subs and get all the donos? Who's the real big money earner for Twitch?
Yeah, exactly. And just to say this, Aurora 543. Wonderful name, by the way. Before you come on spouting weird stuff in people's chat, you should at least take us to dinner.
Yeah.
Give us a little tickle, maybe little nibble in the ear.
Oh,
before
is
you start posting links.
Supposed to.
That's true, Six. That is true.
Why does it always take me down to the stinking thing? Gosh dang it! I hate that with Rumble. It's when you try to do the mute thing. Well, if it happens again, I'll mute it. But for right now, I'm leaving it. Oh, forget it. Delete the message. Thank you. But when you try to do that from the chat on Rumble side, it scrolls you all the way down instead of keeping you up, which is a weird thing. Imagine being a platform provider. Well, I'm not gonna do that. But no, I get that, right? It's like 1 to 2 steps away from being, orange YouTube or whatever. Yeah, orange on black. Yeah, and it's just doesn't make sense. So whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm just like,
and that's kind of like, honestly, I just felt like at Twitch that they really didn't care that much about me as a content creator.
Mm. Oh gosh.
And so that's. I took a break from streaming for a good year and a half, almost 2 years.
Right.
Where occasionally I would kind of do something, but I really didn't do anything.
Hey, Phoenix, if you're still in the chat, I want you to check your icons for me.
What did Phoenix do something wrong?
No. I just want her to check her icons. So she has the green thunderstorm, right? The green lightning, right? But she also has another one next to it. You see it, Phoenix?
Oh yeah, your mod you're talking about. She's probably not paying attention. That happened. I have mods bad luck.
Well, Rumble needs to make it easier to do from the chat instead of going to the back end to put them in. From YouTube, all I have to do is right click on them, go down the list, make them a mod, add either standard or whatever, done. Rumble, have to go to the back end, have to do all that stuff. So for each flash, I don't think I want that. The one that promoted me, yes, I promoted you to mod. Now please do your job. No, I'm just joking. I just wanted you to see it. Because I promoted you because you can help me out and chat when you're here. I know you're here. I know. You're a mod now. Look at it.
You know it's the worst. Honestly, the worst. My worst time that I ever had streaming. My worst experience. Probably. Well, a couple. I remember one time I was streaming on this platform that had to do videos. It was called Stick'em. So you'd have a centralized video here. Then you have, videos along the side, of different people that are joining.
Yeah.
And of course, someone showed a video of somebody cutting off their nuts, literally with a knife, blood and everything. And I'm like, what the freaking banned them, stuff. But anyway, but game streaming. I don't know why I went to the other one. To where I went to set up to do a stream. I had my bit rate set too high for Twitch. I had 10,000, and they don't like that, so they just cut off your stream. And so I'm live for 3 hours, and people are coming in. I'm saying, "Hey, how you doing?" It looks like people are talking to me. And And come to find out, my stream wasn't working at all. It was totally muted. But nobody bothered to tell me for the 3 hours that they couldn't see or hear me.
Jeez.
So I was like, really, guys? I'm like, not one person can come in chat and be like, hey, we can't see you, we can't hear you. I'm like, that just sucks.
Yeah, no, and I've had that happen, but more or less when it happens to me, it's just like I didn't, because I have a button on my mic, and so I sometimes I forget, and it's like, and people are just like, I can't hear you. It's like,
I know, and it was brilliant what you said, right?
What?
But that's true, Gigi. I am.
That's crazy. 3 hours. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. 3 hours. So if I come into your stream, right? Anybody's stream, even Doom. I think I did it too with your.
Yeah, you've been in before. Yeah, you've been
before. always tell the streamer if their audio's messed up. Always.
I'm gonna have to add you to the
Don't
list now.
assume that the streamer knows.
That's true. That's true. And I've had help. I had help earlier with yesterday. I had help because my audio was going crack-a-lack.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I had people who helped me out.
Well, dude, I was watching the VOD. I wasn't there live, or else I would have told you. Would have been like, hey, dude, your potato here. Potato audio.
Yeah. Again, my for the mod stuff, I really wish they'd make it a little simpler than just adding the username, because they're getting there. It's just Rumble still has a long way to go, and it's gonna take time.
They've done tremendous work on Rumble. I mean, the stuff that I've seen Rick and the guys implement on Rumble itself has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
You know, like even like, you know, Rumble Studio, like we're using right now, it's great for doing this kind of content. If we do, you know, like live game streams and stuff like that,
it's a little
no, it's not up to that part yet. Will it get there? Probably.
Yeah.
But it really depends on if they want to, you know, throw a bunch of money at that to make that happen.
Yeah, because my hope is that it remains free, great, but if they're going to add stuff to it, that they either make it part of the pro packages, or it can be something that could be paid for extra, because this stuff is free for us, but it's not free for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's never free for them. So hopefully we'll have that. Look at him chatting with his mic mute. Look at him.
Yeah, sorry. See, that's professional right there. I mute myself because my son's in here asking questions.
Right, no, go for it. But yeah, I hope that if there's an extra stuff, it is definitely getting better. YouTube has had years. YouTube has had almost 20 years to get its stuff right. Rumble, not even close to that. But to get that much within a few years period of time, that's incredible compared to, you know, what we know. And of course, you're gonna have people who come from different platforms. They're asking for the things that came from those platforms, which is understandable. You want things to work. You want things to be intuitive. Look,
and that's why there's Rumbot.
Sure. Yeah. I was going to go for Apple, but that was more of an example thing.
Wow.
But
I gotta go.
Hey, I've
got a bowel movement. Okay, excuse me.
Yeah, you're poo for thought.
Anyway, yeah.
But no, it's just like with Apple. Apple does something really great. Yes, people complain about the price, the ecosystem, whatever. But the thing they do great is they make this simple complex, right? That was the whole thing with Steve Jobs, was to make this so intuitive. It's just like a second thought. It's just there. It's like breath. It's just there. Where, you know, and the same with YouTube. YouTube has done that. They've had years enough to make it as, they still have issues, but they have made it to where it's intuitive enough. It's like a second breath. Rumble's just catching up to that. Rumble has to catch up to that because their platform needs to be like I'm breathing in and out. Like it's so easy for them to use. Like my hand knows where to go before I go. Yeah, I've talked about like them having a Rumble ambassador, but it's sort of like, okay, how would that work? Because they've had the partner programs, right? You've probably been part of the partner program, I believe. Mm-hmm. So it'd sort of be like that, but if they have issues or whatever, they could go to the ambassador and say, hey, ambassador, where I can go? Because then it would lessen you having Rick going out and saying this, and this, or you have Mario going out and say this, and this. They need to be focused on getting the product done. I know that they like doing the whole getting out there, getting to talk to the people or whatever, but they need to be more focused on the product, because we want Rumble to succeed. and they still have to catch up to a lot of stuff that's, you know, giving people excuses to like not come here. Because people will use anything not to come here, sure, but there are still excuses, viable excuses, keeping people from coming here, right? Like one I could give, and it's probably not on the radar, is how the look of comments are, right? You go to YouTube, you can reply ad infinitum. On Rumble, you go to comment, reply down to 3, and then that's it, right? You've probably seen that before in your video, videos as well, where it's just like someone comments, and you can only reply to a certain point, and then that's it.
Yeah, well, I mean, with YouTube, I mean, they've come a long way in their comments and stuff too as well. Or like live chat and being able to tag people, all this that Rumble is now doing. YouTube, it took them a long time to get to that point too as well. A lot of the live streaming still on YouTube at the time when I joined in 2017 was very elementary. It was, there wasn't all that great stuff with it, being able to subscribe and stuff like that with a monthly thing with a sub was not really heard of,
But my thing has always been when Rumble does well, my thing has always been when Rumble does well, praise it, right? You give it praise. When Rumble does poorly, you admonish it, because you got to give that constructive feedback, with the feedback of like, hey, Rumble, so and so or whatever. Like I had issues with the creator payout a while back, but they've gotten better with that, right? Like the creator payout was just like people were complaining they weren't getting money. Of course, I don't know the situation to be like, look, can you guys just look into it and see and all that stuff? Because you have a lot of people complaining, I'm not getting my money. And people I've had on here have said it's taken me months to get my money. That should never happen. Either, of course, it could be because they don't have enough people to educate that. But the issue of it is that the money part should never be up for debate. It should be at a reasonable time, getting the creator once they've reached the threshold. Because money on any platform messed with should be a red flag. That should be like, I can't use your platform anymore. You're messing with my money. I'm earning on your platform. Because why would they continue to use the platform if you're just going to mess with your money? And it's gotten better. It's gotten much better than when it happened, last year. But that was one of the issues I had. Again, praise Rumble when it does well, admonish them when they kind of mess up a bit, because you don't want things getting like a big head scenario sort of stuff like YouTube does.
And I think that they did their best to basically address the situation. And I don't know what it's like at their headquarters. I know they've got a very small group of people that actually run Rumble, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to get better. I mean, they have to. If they're really going to take on Amazon and they're really going to take on Google and YouTube, they have to be better.
Right.
The flip side to them, not only, making sure that kind of stuff doesn't fall through the cracks, but, is they have to get out. They got to try to somehow break the mold of, all the misinformation that paints Rumble in a terrible light, which unfortunately, all you can do at the end of the day is go out there, put on a face, have your users talk about the platform, to try to encourage other people to come over and to adopt. Once they get their search 2.0 implemented properly on the platform, then I think it's going to open up huge doors. And people want to be able to be found.
Right, and the recommendation engine, because that's the issue that they've had for a long time, is how can people, because again, you're like you said, you're competing against Google and YouTube. They already have where they'll recommend videos within the same vein of what you watched, or something completely out of the ordinary, whatever, and they just didn't have it. Now that's getting there, but I think Rick said like the personalization engine or whatever it is going to be released this summer. At least that's what he said in the tweet. Because again, I want Rumble to do the things it needs to in order to take the oxygen away from the excuses, right? Like you have all these big YouTubers and stuff who won't use the platform. They'll use Odyssey. They'll put their stuff on Odyssey, but they won't use here because money, no reach, and all this other stuff. I'm like, any new platform you come to, you have to treat it like the first day of school. It's a new school, guys. You're coming to a new school. You're not going to be the famous cool dude you were and city over that way. You're coming to a new school. You got to build up the relationship. And one of the people I could point to that follow has done well is D-Day Cobra. of the Geeks and Gamers sort of thing. He's continued to do it. He's consistently said even if he didn't make any money, he'll still stream to here. And he's been through the rough stuff. Like, remember when we got DDoS, right? Like, Rumble got DDoS, and it almost chunked up everyone's stream. Oh my gosh.
Dude, it was even worse for us because we had our, Rumbot connected to the API, and it was throwing all kinds of errors. Jeez. I don't want to relive those days. I don't want to relive those days. That was rough.
No, Stella!
Well, it's just, trying to squash bugs, and then, right, Gigi? Yeah, see, Gigi's even saying it was a mess with the bot, and it was just errors all over the place every 5 minutes. It was just insane. I was getting messages from everybody. Like, hey, the bot's not working, all this other kind of stuff.
Yep.
But that's awesome, Tiny, and congrats on your goal too as well.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
For your computer.
I've been doing this since I've been doing the live stream part for at least since last August. But I started doing like pre-recorded videos on both platforms in May of last year. So I guess you could say it's been a year, but I did the live streaming later, so 10, 11 months maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's just you're right. They do have to. I'm pretty sure they already know that too. They have the meetings every day. It's like, what can we do? What can we do? Because Rumble Cloud was the latest installment of their ecosystem, right? Having a great ecosystem, again, like Apple, can work well for your product, because if they all work well to each other and you're not, whatever, it can work. But it's going to take time. It's going to take money. Obviously, it's going to take resources that they probably don't have too much to connect to. Like Google, once you're connected to Google, that's infinite resources. I'm sorry to tell you, Google is infinite resources because that's the whole globe over. Basically,
yep, they're the behemoth in the room.
They're the monster that we're like, oh look, there's Google, like, and it's like, sure. It's like, yeah, you probably should be scared of that guy that looks like he's gonna kill you with that knife or something. It's like,
well, and I think that kind of comes back to, them playing their hand a little too far with everything that they're basically, banning. Unless you're part of the left.
Yeah.
Then you pretty much will have a lot of roadblocks and hurdles to kind of get over. Now, if you're on the left, you just most of the time you sound like a crazy lunatic anyway. My opinion, just my opinion.
Right. And
I have a real hard time with people that do everything they can to save the whales, but they won't do anything to save the babies.
What about baby whales?
Exactly. See?
What about the baby seals? What about the baby?
What about them? They make great coats.
Or boots. Every time you walk on, we're like,
that's right.
We're awful people.
That's true.
We're awful people.
Oh man.
At least it wasn't the Canadian doing the job beating the seals, but anyway, that's a different story. What I do like about YouTube, the only thing I like is that when you say subscribe, your sub button, the little animation thing they do now with when they like the sparkles and stuff. I get that. That's sort of like a spice. That's a little spice on life right there. But that's sort of like years and years and years and years of just money, resources, unlimited resources, and time. And Google has that.
Because people got to realize too that whenever you do create or craft some new code, it's a possibility that you break other parts of the code in the meantime.
Well, and that's one of the things that I learned from doing my CompTIA stuff, because I got my CompTIA A+ certification, but I also did the Code Academy, and that's one of the things I learned is like they have a process where you have to create the thing, the coding, you have to test it multiple times in a test of a virtual box or whatever, and then you implement it. And then you make the fixes for that, and you just have this long, elongated process where it's just like, you have a list of what we'd like to do, what we're doing now, and what we've already done just to get the motion forward. And it's a lot of work. I for one, only know a drop of coding, and I can understand how mastering it must be to just get it done, especially when you put it out there and like you said, it breaks a whole bunch of other stuff and you're back to drawing board again. You're just like, dear Lord, please let today be the day. And when you finally get it right, you break it again.
Well, dude, I mean, the other flip side of that is, since we live in the age in which we do now, you have repositories of code, which makes coding a lot easier to some degree.
Yeah. Well,
Where back when I first started doing websites, that was unheard of. You did everything by hand.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, was it the Roller Coaster Tycoon is all machine? Was it assembly code? And that's the hardest code part for people to do because it's a direct talk to the computer, whereas JavaScript is direct talk to the human, but a little more difficult to computer. So, but yeah, it's just I get when things come up and things go bad, like with Rumble Studios, right? I've had plenty of mishaps where just some happens, like, dear Lord, please, I just want to use this. Don't let it be now. And stuff happens. But I do understand that, hey, you put new code in, you put this new stuff in, it breaks it. You got to go back to the drawing board and fix it. And they do pretty well. Sometimes they fix it on the fly. But at the end of the day, people just have to take a breath and hold on because they are not 10,000 people. What?
Yep. And GG's just because it works on my system, it will be broken on VapinGamers system. I learned that the hard way. And that's true. The one thing that I'm very good at, for whatever particular reason, is finding bugs in software, in code.
Right.
If there's a way for it to be broken, I will do it to it. And the developers would be like, what do you mean?
Mm.
It's working. I'm like, no, if you do X, Y, and Z, it breaks. Well, you're not supposed to do it, though. It's like, well, I don't want to tell you. It's freaking broken.
Goodness. Well, here's one for you. Code is made easy if there's if their platform has support for it. I'm not sure what that means in the sense of is it talking about a certain type of coding? Is it talking about all coding? What does it mean by that, from your perspective?
Yeah, well, I think in terms of coding made easy, like making tools for Rumble right now, right? And we're not going to print anything right now, but okay, in a little bit, okay. That in order for us to be able to get some of the tools like the chat stuff, all that stuff, we have to have access to the API. It would make it a lot easier if we had access to they give us API endpoints where we can grab that data and then basically allow people to use it and kind of play with it.
Like a mod thing, like you've seen with how Steam does for gaming, is there's some games that are modded in that sense, or is that a little odd?
Kind of for example, people being able to have a follower show up on the screen. If there's not an API, an endpoint for them to get that information and then to transfer it, then there's nothing. They can't read anything. No one would ever know. That's the way it was for a long time.
I'm wondering if they try to keep enough cards close to them without giving too much away, because I understand that part. You want to make something that will connect to the system and make it their own point, right? Or you make it and a lot of people take that, like Rumbot. But I'm wondering if there's a point where they only give so much because they don't want to give too much away, because you can get someone malicious, you can get someone,
sure, possibility.
Yeah, you can get someone bad. Again, you have the DDoS stuff, right? People just attacking all the server client stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just I understand that faction. It's just I'm not one of those people that would know the coding and stuff to do that. That's more like you. That's more like GG. That's more like whoever's within your line of whatever. Because I give you great congrats on doing all that stuff, because I don't think I got it.
Well, here's the whole thing. You want to know, GG's brilliant. There's even people smarter than GG. No offense, GG. There is a story about a hacker, right, who I forget all the different, and of course, come to find out he's also autistic. But he is a hacker. They locked him up. They said, you can't have computers, all this other kind of stuff. So he got out. He's living in a hotel. He went and he bought a Roku stick, or it was an Amazon Fire Stick.
Yeah.
GG, if you're familiar with it, or anybody else.
Right.
And he was able to create a hackable system with the freaking Amazon Fire Stick and a TV. And he was able to freaking hack websites and stuff. And I'm like, I have a hard enough time making a calculator with Python.
Goodness.
Oh, I'm sure, GG. I'm sure you don't release everything you code. I know you better than that.
Yeah, and that's why I think that's where they are too. Is they don't release everything they code, because there's always that danger. But I do believe if they had someone like that, or hired,
crazy, right, GG?
Yeah. So I heard that story. Yeah, it's interesting. Or using the Pi was it like the Raspberry Pi stuff, that little but yeah, it's just I try to understand both sides, because again, one will argue from one point and another will other point, and they'll talk past each other because they want one thing, and the other side is like, we can't, we have to keep this close to the chest. And I think that's where like people are wanting a lot of different stuff from Rumble, whether it be this or that, because a big chunk of the time I'll see people on Twitter go like, Rumble UI sucks. Okay, but what about the UI sucks? And they'll just say that, and they won't say anything else, or they'll just say this, and this, and be like, but we're already taking care of that. It's like, no, it should be this, and this. Like, look, dude, it's not going to be what you came from. It's going to be a little different because it has to build its own thing. We're not taking a copy paste from YouTube. That'd be dumb. You want Rumble to build its own thing, because otherwise, what would be the point of having Rumble?
Yep.
Or Twitch. Like Kick is basically a Twitch clone in essence, because
Yeah, they're on Amazon servers, just like
Twitch that too. That too.
Yeah.
It's like they'll go down with the ship if they have to. But anyway, it's been at the top of the hour, and you already know the whole ordeal. I figured I'd let you gristle your beard and look at the screen like, if you don't follow me, it's going to be a bad day. So do it.
Follow the channel.
Yeah, follow Vapin
for beard rubs.
Yeah,
and
and smoke.
I don't know what else. I don't know. Well, we can get into the nitty gritty, but I am a streamer also here on Rumble. I enjoy creating content. I enjoy building a community. I'm a variety gamer, so I play all different kinds of games. Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm potato, and that's okay. You just never know. Depends on how I feel. My depends are full or not. The lower they are, the better I do. But go ahead.
Are you gonna get those depends that have like the color changing when it's
exactly color changing stripe. But come by, hang out. We're a great group of people. A lot of great people in the community. I also help to co-develop, I should say, the Rumbot, which is the live stream alert tool that's built for streamers on the platform here on Rumble. There's also a Discord bot too as well to let people know when you go live. If you're part of my community and you want to let people know, you want to be added to my bot, just let me know. I believe in trying to help people out and kind of promote when I can.
Right.
And I just appreciate everybody.
Yeah, he's a big man. Look at him. He's being called. Listen to him. He's being called.
Yeah, you want something printed, right? You see, he wants something printed.
Okay.
And we're not going to print right now.
Yeah.
It'll be later.
Give him three to 5 more minutes. Give him 3 to 5 more minutes.
Yes, give me 5 more minutes, okay? Just go take your bath and get ready for bed.
Yeah.
Just
5 more minutes.
Just go take your bath. You're fine. He will just go take your bath, bud. Like literally, he has like OCD. Yeah. So when he gets his like mind on something, especially something printed.
Yeah. It's a day. I know.
Yes. I love him to death. Being a dad to a special needs child is different, and it's exciting, and it's difficult, but it's also enjoyable all in the same breath. So
the challenge is worth the difficulty in essence.
Yes.
Yeah, especially with doing Rumbot. So anyway, I'll do this quick. All right. I stream to both YouTube and Rumble at Daramouthe. All right. Search it up. I also have a Twitter account at
what?
I also have
what?
I just never mind. Your depends are full. But
that's true.
Yeah, I have a Twitter. I have a Twitter X account at Daramouthe, and if you want to, there I have a Discord that's mostly just DMing at Daramouthe. I also have my email, which you see along the line. Look, guys, Vapin. I've had Vapin and Sheepsidian and Phoenix and Jack Tarlad and so many other people. Yes, majority of them have been content creators, but I've had them on. I've talked to them. They're people just like you and me. I'm talking to so many different people. I've talked to VTubers. I've had VTubers on. Come on, guys. Pretty much all of you have the same opportunity to come on and we can have a conversation. Look, on the 28th, I'm opening up for June, to schedule for June. If you want that same opportunity, either leave a comment on YouTube or Rumble, or go to those 3 places I mentioned, the Twitter X, the Discord, or my email. Look, it's not that hard. I understand if you're nervous, if you're anxiety ridden. I've had those people. Or if you don't really know what you're talking about. Look, you just saw 2 old guys for 2 hours talk about whatever they wanted to, and it's been a flowing conversation from there. So why not take the chance? All it needs is your first step. All you have to do is the first step, and we can go from there. That's it. Easy as pie. Well, easier than pie. Sorry. Easier than pie. It probably is a little more difficult. But anyway, and of course I got to do the thing that all content creators do. They do it in an annoying, weird way, or they use Rumbot to get annoying. You know, they can. They can. But anyway,
look, I'm just gonna say, bro, if you find a bag of dog poop on your porch, it's not me.
Now that you said it. But anyway, guys, your help in the engagement factor, right? The likes, the follows, the donos, the whatever, they help in me being seen by other people. And when other people see and they see, hey, he's saying I can come on, let me set that up. You guys get to be a benefit to that because these may be people you've never seen before or heard talk before, or they may be platform, what's the word? Platform, like they're on one platform and they aren't over here, that sort of thing. I can't remember. Platform locked. Platform locked. They're platform locked, right? And so they get to come on here and you get to see them on both ends, and you get to be benefit of that. But you help to get that there. So I need your help in that because I can do it. I can ask people to come on, but I have to build my credibility. And you know what that's like, right? If your name's not big enough, they don't care. They don't want to talk to you or whatever. You help me, I bring on people, and you get to be a benefit of that. So I know that's probably not the best way to say it, but it's all I got to know. I'm not a professional here. I'm just here to have fun, talk to people about whatever. And you saw 2 hours of it. So, but you like a guy who, yeah, I know I've heard that before, but I'm not him. All right. I do that because, so the hat. Oh, okay. See you later, Tiny. The reason why I have the hat is sort of a funny idea. When I was at the mall, and there was a hat place, you know, you can go buy baseball caps of like sports fan or whatever, but you can make custom as well. So I went there and was like, would it be interesting to have a hat with the username I have? Because this isn't my real name, obviously. 2 old guys. Yeah, I don't see any. Well, beard. It just has to grow out more. But I'm 36, so I guess it's considered old nowadays. But the hat was sort of a funny idea, and it's just my username. And so, but it's also can be used as a watermark, right? Like, you know, you've heard the stories of people streaming to BitChute your stuff, people streaming to YouTube your stuff, and all that. They'd have to erase this. They'd have to go through and try to keep this off. If you see my name up here, you know that I didn't post it there if it's not the username. So, yeah, it's sort of a bit of a watermark. That's sort of an accidental extra, but the glasses themselves are more of a hospitality factor. Like, I'm keeping an eye on different things, right? I'm keeping make sure Rumble, YouTube are doing right. I have to go through that. I look at the chats and bring them up on the screen, like now, right? So you won't see my eyes move. You'll just see the glasses and what's reflected on them. This is more of just like a hospitality thing where I don't want you thinking that I'm not paying attention to you, right? Like, oh, his eyes are going there, there, there. Oh, wow. So he's not paying attention at all. No, I hear you. That's what these are for. This is more of just like making sure that you won't get distracted by my eyes moving and darting around because
they're pretty eyes, right? They're pretty eyes. Let's be honest. See?
Yeah.
You'd be like this the whole time.
Well, I do have blue eyes, so there you go. But yeah, it's sort of just like it's more of just trying to be hospitable towards the people in chat and to my guests because I don't want them thinking like I'm not paying attention to them. I hear you. I hear you here. Okay, we get that. Oh, good. But yeah, it's just a hospital thing. But this is more of like my watermark, right? You have people put their ensemble, whatever, in the video. I'm like, you gotta erase all this throughout the whole stream, baby. I know it's me. I know it's my stuff because of this. Do you? Oh man, but yeah. So, but no, dude. Vapin, I really thank you for coming on, and you are always
Thanks for having me.
No, I'm glad, and you see how it works, right? I know you talked about like doing, you know, questions or whatever, but you see how it works. You see how the flow goes and all that stuff. That's what I aim for, and the fun too, right? And talking about the pens like we're having.
Hey, look, it's important, you guys. Everybody, look. Here's the way it works. If you're old, if you're lucky enough to get old and die, you will go out of this world the same way you came in. Okay, drooling on yourself and wearing diapers.
There you go.
And wearing diapers.
Now okay? The drooling though could be alcohol. So you could be drooling alcohol. That, you know, instead it's not somewhat similar, but you're still drooling.
That's true. That's very true.
But no, you're always welcome back. I always tell everyone who comes on, they're always welcome back. And some days never come back, but it's how it is. But no, I am grateful for all you coming on and watching, because some of the people in chat have already been on the show. So not all of them, but some of them. And I really appreciate it, because I didn't, when I started this like last year, I didn't think I'd be here. I didn't think I'd have as many people watching or following, whatever. I didn't think, and not even a year's time for the live stream side too. So it's sort of like, I'm getting there. Even on my YouTube side, and it's the funny part, right? I have 69 followers on YouTube. So play with that as you will. I'm hoping it won't last that long.
Oh, I'm sure somebody will play with that as you.
It's not going to be me. We all die. There's only one way out. Well, there's two ways out, right? You either get abducted by aliens or you die.
Some people, but do you really think you're going to be one of those lucky ones to get abducted by aliens?
Well,
do you want to be? I mean, seriously, let's be honest for a second. I don't want to be anybody's sexual experimentation. That's all I'm saying.
Look, in life,
no probes. It's exit only.
In life, you either get probed by an alien or probed by a human, and usually the probe by a human is for health reasons. See you later, Tiny. Usually the probing by humans is for health reasons. So aliens, not sure.
Yeah, I've already been on that side and the human side. It's not fun. So
when you're told to bend over and say, that's really when you know.
Well, yeah, no, this is what the doctor, because some doctors have a really twisted sense of humor, which is fine.
Right.
You know, they'll be like, hey, you want to see what we're going to use? I'm like, sure. They're like, here you go. I'm like, dude, it's like the size of my freaking, my fist. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on.
I've seen the cameras on TV. I know that's a lie.
Exactly. They're huge.
No, I'm already at that stage where I get that, Phoenix. I've already been there. It's not a fun feeling, but the nurse is not in there.
And it's hard to cough. It's worse when they said you can cough harder than that. I'm like, really? Let me put your nuts in my hand, and then let me tell you to cough. Okay. Let's see how comfortable you are. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man. Oh no, cough harder. Nope, nothing's moving.
Are you dead inside? Yeah, I am. Thanks for noticing.
I feel like there's gonna be one day where you come across a female doctor. I feel like there's gonna be that weird, awkward conversation. Like, look,
I've already had that. Trust me, it happens.
Look, I'm married. You're a lovely person, but at the end of the day, it's all just a reaction. It's all just a reaction. Yeah,
just get through my job. Just get through my job. Anyway.
Oh, that's why you're on here, Vapin. But anyway, guys. So tomorrow, because I'll have somebody on tomorrow, I gotta bring him up. Tomorrow and Wednesday, fortunately enough, I will have another VTuber on. And this is one Coast Chan, I think it is. And it's in the gaming faction, whatever. Is friends with Zatris and Pixel Kit and all that stuff. So they'll be on tomorrow. First time ever. Because I had Zatris on twice last week. Or her on the second time last week. So they'll be on at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So come and see that. Come and see how fun or disastrous it can be. I mean, we've already gone to the depends point. So who knows how much worse it can get. You go from the
cough. I mean, we're all about toilet humor around here.
Yeah, that or colonoscopy. At that point, it's just Roto-Rooter up.
But is it really like a terrible thing?
Oh, it's only terrible when you're the doctor saying, "Ooh, I've never seen that before." When you hear a doctor say that, you're like, "Doc, is that a good sign?" Look, just go back to sleep. It's okay. We're gonna try to get it out.
Yeah. It broke off in there. Boy, it broke. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay.
Look, just try not to move too much. Nurse, I think we're gonna need the extender. Come on. Oh my gosh. It has a site. So I heard it's VapinGamers section. No, that's too funny.
Maybe Gigi, maybe.
Yeah, her name is Nurse Dr. Troy. That is something different. Yes, it is. There you go, Monty Python right there. And now for something completely different. All right, guys, gonna end the show, and you know how we do it. How we end the show is gonna be it's gonna be One Day with You by Pogo. Hope to see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Vapin, thank you again. You're always welcome on. And have a great night, everyone. Bye. Oh yeah,